Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Avatar: The Last Airbender set review. Woohoo!
Woo!
I'm Kevin, and joining me today are Nate,
What up?
Josh,
Hello.
and John.
Yo, what's going
And
on?
we are all Magic the Gathering nerds, and we are going to be doing some data analysis for what will hopefully be our favorite new set coming out on Friday in 2 days. So, starting right off, I was wondering if everybody could introduce themselves and just talk a little about what they love about Magic and what they hope to get out of the set review. Starting with Nate.
Hi, I'm Nate. I've been playing Magic I've spent 2 eras in Magic, one as a teenager and then coming back about 3.5 years ago now. I'm your resident Storm player. Is it Mage? Yes, I know it's cringe, but I love it anyways. Uh, this set review, I'm hoping to figure out what's an A in this set because I really couldn't decide what to give an A for the most part and see what's good and see if I read all the cards correctly.
All right, sweet, Nate. I'm excited too to see what's an A, and I'm also excited more than anything to talk about the cards that have good art. What about you, John Goo? What brings you to this set review tonight?
Well, I used to draft quite a bit a couple years ago, then got busy with life. But Commander pulled me back into it, and then I was like, you know what? Instead of doing CEDH, how about we get sweaty in some drafts? So I'm hoping to rekindle that nice sweaty flame with this set review and know what's good and try to win a collector booster at my re-release.
And winning is what truly matters, you know. And no one knows that better than Josh, our last guest today.
Because I can beat Kevin with the best of cards, including Necrosquito. Yep, I've been playing Magic for about 2.5 years. You guys got me into it. We mostly do limited, mostly drafted and sealed. We also play some Commander. And I'm just excited because Avatar is probably my favorite show of all time. So excited to go to pre-release and quote the show to people as I hopefully take them down.
Oh, and that's going to be the juiciest part. I am mostly in this set review to do the data analysis and visualization. So if you're here viewing this and you're a recruiter, I promise you I'm not as cringe as I seem. I'm more cringe. But hopefully you see some pictures and videos that you like, and I'm glad that my friends could come together and do this with me. It's something I look forward to probably more than I should, but I really do appreciate it. So without further ado, I would love to jump in, and of course, since I started this with Nate, I gotta ask Nate to read the first signpost uncommon.
Oh, Suki, my favorite character from the show. Suki Kiyoshi Warrior, 2 and 2 hybrid green or white for a star 4 legendary human warrior ally. Her power is equal to the number of creatures you control, and whenever she attacks, you create a 1/1 white ally creature token that's tapped and attacking.
Cool. And it seems like green white is about allies and tokens, which, I mean, in limited is usually a good place to go. We all gave this card like a B, basically. It looks like, yeah, we were right split on B versus B minus, so I rounded up to a B, but yeah, I think that's going to be good.
Adeline at home looks...
I'd say if you scroll hard, it's Adeline on an island.
Yeah.
Cool. What about the... so I think for each of these cards, these signpost uncommons, we don't necessarily have to read through all of them, but we should just at least talk about for each color pair what we like about it or what we think, how it's going to work in limited. And also, like, these are in descending order in terms of how we rated them. So we rated white-green cards on average the best, which means we think that this is going to be more of the stronger archetypes. And we rated blue-black the worst, so we think that's going to be one of the weaker archetypes. But, yeah, so just feel free to pitch in.
Now with the colors, if you scroll up for a sec, all 4 of our top are all white, and the 3 at the bottom are all black. which might give you an indication that we collectively think white is going to be very strong and black is not going to be as strong.
Yeah, that's very astute. And yeah, and that follows up next. We have White Lotus reinforcements, which is just it's an anthem for allies. I think we all know that well, and it comes with a 2/3, so it's probably good. But what's going on with huh?
I did.
Jet Freedom Fighter is a bonus card,
yeah.
and John or I guess Josh, what do you think of Jet?
So he enters, he deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to an opponent's creature, and when he dies, you can put 2/1 counters on things. So it's a creature that comes in as removal, which is pretty good usually, and when he leaves, he buffs your team a little bit. So it's another kind of going wide payoff, similar to green-white. So I think green-white and red-white are often wanting to go wide with allies, and that's usually a winning strategy in Limited. So we all kind of agreed that it'd likely be a winning strategy in Avatar again.
Yeah, and it seems like the same thing kind of happens with Sun Warriors. A little bit bigger spread on how we rated it, but similar idea that you can go wide with it, and it's 4 mana 3/5's already not really messing around.
Mm-hmm.
Jonggu, our resident airbender. Actually, no, blue white's not airbending. Never mind. What is John? Tell me about blue white.
Airbending.
Blue white. So the first one we have here is Air Nomad Legacy for 1 white and a blue enchantment. And it says when this enchantment enters, create a clue token. And creatures you control with flying get +1/+1.
Okay, and then the other card says it's a vigilant 3/4. It's a vigilant 2/4. When it attacks with at least another creature, you draw a card. That's pretty good, especially if that other card happens to have flying, because a 2/4 is like kind of beefy. So what are these? I guess the common theme here is what, like drawing cards, and then the other card says flying on it. So I guess flying and drawing cards.
Yeah, it looks like it wants to draw 2 cards a turn and then get in with some evasive flyers.
It looks like a classic blue-white value flyers deck of the one's a kind of a do-nothing enchantment, but it might be a good supporting element if you have the flyers to go around.
Yeah, looks a little rough. We were a little mean to Air Nomad Legacy, it seems, but certainly Sokka we were all impressed by, so at least it's got one solid card, and who knows, maybe it could end up being better.
Yeah.
This exemplifies, though, that like usually non-creature cards struggle more. Like they can be very, very strong, but often they have to be a strong build around. Whereas Sokka, since it's a creature, at the very least it's a 2/4 vigilant body. Like the floor is much higher. Like whereas the floor of an enchantment can be almost nothing.
Yeah, it could be art levels of. Oh yeah, I guess we should talk about who wants to explain our rating system.
I think that's you.
All right, I guess it'll be me. So the way we rate these cards is on a scale very similar to limited resources, from A down to F. However, we here on the Epitome Assault believe that there are no bad cards, just good cards and good art. So we've colloquially renamed the F tier to G tier, but other than that, it works the same. A cards are your bombs. B cards are very strong. They're the things that pull you into your color. C's are just solid playables. D's are, the more of those you have in your deck, they're better than nothing, but they're sure close. They're sure getting close to, man, I wish this was just a land. And then obviously good art cards. They're cards that you appreciate, not for their usefulness and limited, but for their art. They're good art. And with that said, Heibai, while it does have good art, is more than just good art. This is obviously one of my favorite pieces of art from the entire set. And it says that whenever Heibai enters or attacks, you sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, put 2/1/1 counters on it. And when it leaves the battlefield, you put the counters on something else. There was a very similar card in another set in the last couple of years. I forget what it was, but I remember it being decent.
Foundations. It was Fiendish Panda, and it looked very similar to Heibai, who's also Panda.
So it's a Panda tribal. Okay, got it. And and that card was good, and I think this card's good too. It's honest. It looks like it might even be better. The Orzhov theme that really comes through strong, and And it says creature or artifact, and notably, the Tools of War reminds us that there are a lot of clues floating around in this set. So you don't necessarily have to sacrifice a creature. You could, and you don't necessarily need to have a sacrifice outlet. There's going to be a lot of times in the set where the card kind of sacrifices itself, and that's something that'll be really nice. Although having Heibai around certainly does help out. And with that, we move on to the Gruul color pair. Nate, you want to talk us through what you think is going on with Gruul?
Yeah, Gruul's all about having creatures with power 4 or greater. So Bitter Work for 1 red and green gives you a card whenever you attack with 1 or more creatures with power 4 or greater, and then you can pay 4 mana to Earthbend 4 during your turn as an exhaust ability, meaning you can only do it once. And then Uncle Iroh is the hybrid, uncommon for 1 and 2 hybrid. It's a 4/2 firebending 1 that discounts your lesson spell. So there is a bit of a lesson sub-theme. So having lessons in your graveyard can give you some benefits across the board, but really you want to have creatures attacking with power 4 or greater, or just with power 4 or greater in general.
Okay, and what do we think of the power 4 or greater theme? Seems to be very depending on the set.
This has not been the first set that has a power 4 or greater theme, and it's better to have creatures with more power. However, it did seem like there was not as many creatures that had high power, so it might be if it's a contested lane in the draft, you might struggle to find your bigger creatures.
And it's worth noting that
interesting theory. Oh, go ahead.
It's worth noting that we here at the Epitome of Salt are not very kind to 4/2s because they died of shock.
Let's see what will come. We were relatively kind to Iroh.
Well, Iroh has some other things going on at least.
Yeah, true.
It's that welcoming smile that he has.
Yeah, that's it.
Bumped up his grade for me.
Couldn't agree more.
But I was gonna say with the power 4 or greater, and the whole thing here, I think this is the real key place in where you want your lands, because I know there's been a lot of discussion with earthbending, like should you go wide or should you go tall. I think it's when it's about a 4/4 is where you kind of want to stack those +1/+1 counters on your land, and then move on to the next land after that.
That's
and
a
I
good
think
point.
figuring that out and like how to get that, I'd say is the limit tester for earthbending.
Okay, that's actually a good point. I didn't think about that, but yeah, certainly making your lands into 4/4s would be a wonderful thing to accomplish. And it's not like you can stack them, but you don't have to. So
yes, earthbending, you can either each instance of earthbending you can choose to either add more 1/1 counters to an existing land creature, or make a non-creature land into a creature land by adding counters on it.
yeah, that seems like it'll be good. What do we think of Simic? What's going on with Simic, Jangu?
Look like a kind of lessons in the graveyard kind of theme. We see it here with Guru
Patik.
Patik. With 2 hybrid Simic for a legendary human monk ally. And he says, when Guru Patik enters, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a lesson, saga, or shrine card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. And then he also has, when you cast a lesson, saga, or shrine spell, put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature you control. So he kind of does a lot here for 1 card, especially being in the hybrid blue-green. +1/+1 counters, working with your lands, and then just being a big defensive body for blue and waterbending. Seems pretty good.
Surprisingly, we weren't super kind to Guru Patik. We only gave him a C. As a group.
Well, one of us gave him a D+, and that kind of mattered.
I mean, sort of, but it's like CC+, you know, it's not like setting the world on fire. I think it's just too much. It's 4 mana.
4 mana, and I think
2/4.
it might be tough to get. Let's see. You look at the top 5, so it's not like it. I think it will be fairly likely that you will miss and you will not hit lesson.
Yeah,
or
because
side.
lessons are the only things that are common and uncommon. Sagas and shrines are all like rares and mythics, right?
Yeah, and the
Shrines
shrines are not too good in this set.
Shrines are uncommons and sagas are rares.
But
They
the
should
but
be
the
It's
rares.
really
shrines are
get a
bad or
lesson.
what? Or have good
Sagas
art?
are, yeah, so it's just unlikely that you're going to like. Can you get enough lessons? Which I
Like good
think if
lessons
it's
that you
a
already want in your
4 mana,
deck, right?
if this is a 4 mana 2/4 that enters and doesn't draw you a card, that's pretty bad.
What do we think of the lessons archetype just in general? Because I was pretty much like a hater for most of it, and I could see like towards the end, like I could see how this could possibly work, but I don't know. I really wasn't convinced by the end that lessons were gonna pan out.
I think
Like
one
a
thing we
worse
see in
spell slinger kind of way to go. Like now, instead of it just casting spells, they want you to also have lessons, and the lessons aren't ridiculously powerful. So you're kind of like playing middling cards to get a middling ability.
I will say that the lessons, unlike lessons of like the previous time that we went to Strixhaven, they are just regularly costed spells. There's no additional tax for them being lessons. So there's a 2 mana discard one, draw two, which is what that effect would normally cost. There's a rampant growth card, a hero card that are 2 and 3 mana respectively. So there's no extra tax to play these. So they are just normal spells, luckily. But there are a limited number of lessons and they might be contested in drafts, so you might not find a lot of them. And so if you're, for example, needing 3 lessons in your graveyard, which is a common theme among some other cards we'll see, that might be difficult to turn on early in the game.
That feels
so,
like impossible. Like
like
it's hard to get
something-
3 instants and sorceries in your graveyard. Now I have to get lessons.
There
Yeah.
are 21 lessons within the teamer, so red, blue, and green commons and uncommons.
Which is the archetypes that focus most on it.
Correct.
Which is good. So it does mean that most of your instants and sorceries that you play will probably be lessons, or at least they should be if you can avoid playing non-lesson instants and sorceries. And there are some that are very good too. So
All I have to say is
Which
I
is the
missed
crazy part. So it's like you need to you want to have dudes, but he doesn't create any dudes. But he also wants lessons. But he wants the dudes to put the +1/+1 counters on. But
yeah,
you
it's
also
kind of
want
like
the
rough.
lessons. So
That's a lot of work.
He definitely wants to do too much.
That's a lot of work for a 4 mana 2/4.
hence why I gave him a D+.
Yeah, I can see. Who knows? I guess I was hoping that he would just be 4 mana 2/4 draw a card, but it's not necessarily looking like that'll pan out. Although I will be putting Hermetic Herbalist in any deck where I can cast them consistently because 2 mana 2/3 mana dork is good enough for me.
Yep.
Okay, let's not get stuck on the bad archetypes. It's bad. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Dragonfly Swarm. Someone who I haven't talked to in a while. What is this? What is this? I guess I have to talk to Nate because it's Simic or Simic. What is this? Not Simic. It's
Is it?
Is it?
Is it?
Nate, tell me about Is it?
It is.
Here we are, yet again, another Is It archetype that's built around non-creature, non-land cards. We've got a Dragonfly Swarm, 1 blue-red for a star 3, flying ward 1. Its power is equal to the number of non-creature, non-land cards in your graveyard. And then when it dies, if there's a lesson in your graveyard, draw a card. And then Professor's A is a hybrid uncommon. It's a 2 mana, both hybrid, 0/3. It taps to Rummage, and then you can pay 1, tap, and sack him to return an instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand, only during your turn. So the idea here is you play a bunch of instants and sorceries, and you get benefits, especially if they're lessons, because a 3 mana star 3 flying ward 1 that draws me a card when it dies, that's absurd in limited, if it ever happens.
Yeah, that card is good, and the other card is so bad. Like, why is it an 0/3? Come on, you could make it like a 1/3. Is 1/3 really asking too much?
Yeah.
In
Who's
modern
not
limited?
filling these kind of spell archetypes? I feel like this is just worse. There was an artifact one that was really good in Murders of Karlov Manor, and I think this guy is far away from that. Like the contingent on there has to be a lesson to draw a card seems like that the fact that you won't get that, so you're gonna have like
Yeah,
what maybe when he comes out, you're thinking maybe one card.
If you're
One
lucky, if you cast a lesson on 2.
Mm-hmm.
if you
Which,
cast
like-
a lesson on 2, yeah.
Yeah,
And then
that's rough.
you're
So it's like
for a
so
1/3
both Izzet
flying?
cards could conceivably, if you curve out the Izzet on signpost uncommon, you have an 0/3 and an 0/3 flying.
It has
Yeah,
Ward
not great.
1.
Alright.
It doesn't change that it's
I guess
0/3.
on turn 3 you could tap your guy down so that your Dragonfly Storm becomes a 1/3 flying at the end of your 3rd turn.
Yeah, that just seems like pretty
Wow,
bad. Like
that's-
maybe if he was like a Guru Patik, he would be better. Like I feel like he almost wants that ability, and I'd be more excited to play
probably. I
him.
mean, he needs something, man, because that is not it. That is not it. Is this another set where Izzet gets left in the dust? Possibly. All right, we're
Possibly.
almost through. We got 1, 2, looks like 3 more archetypes. Who wants? I'll tackle this one because this is always my favorite flavor. Is the old Golgari, and Golgari got a good one this set, and it's earthbending. It has it's earthbending and it's and it's just lands. It's just land stuff. So we're just doing land stuff. And this one says 5 mana, 3/4. When it enters, you earthbend 1, and that just means you get to put a 1/1 counter on a land, and it becomes a creature. Or you can have an existing one or an old one. And when you attacks, it drains. The other one is
Forgot
Long
it. No,
Fang.
he earthbends and then he earthbends again.
Oh my goodness! You guys didn't rate this
Yes.
card high. Why'd you like give this thing a C+? This thing's crazy.
So you could get 2 dudes he's coming out with as like 5 power and 6 toughness. And then if you create those 2 1/1s, then they're draining. Oh my god, he's so good.
Yeah, you give him a. Also, I just realized that John and Josh. Sorry, I don't know.
John is
I'm
first.
just-
Josh
I'm
is
the
second.
player, yes.
Always.
Okay, sounds good. So I'm excited about Golgari. It got a good archetype, which means I'm gonna be happy. Looks like black isn't that great, so this could be another set where I need Nate to draft my decks for me. But in any case, we're
I
just
think
gonna.
black definitely did struggle as having the least consistent identity, which kind of made sense considering the other 4 had a clear bending mechanic
Mhm.
and
Yep.
kind of ideology that drove their archetypes, whereas black didn't quite have that to guide it. So it became a little bit messier, I think, in terms of consistency of archetypes. Doesn't mean it won't be good. I mean, we could easily be wrong, but I think we did kind of converge that it's not quite as consistent, perhaps.
Sure. It could also just be that some of the cards
Really
in the
enough.
archetype are just dragging down the average. Like there could be just like a good art black common that's just dragging down our ratings because these are just it's just aggregating all the cards in the colors.
That
so
is true.
you know
There
That's
were
what I
some
was gonna say.
bad-
I was gonna say that, but like, yes, I think red might be I'm stuck between red and blue being the weakest colors, but the black red decks actually seem pretty good because
Me too,
black
yeah.
is creating a lot of clues, and with the firebending ability, you're essentially looking at a lot of creatures that synergize with attack, draw a card.
I do like those 2 game actions. Those are 2 of my favorite game actions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair enough. You're
So
convincing me. That's
I think that it's gonna be strong. I think we're dealing with like you're either gonna get like the bad black red cards and the deck will like struggle to function, or you get the good black red cards, or like the upper half of those cards, and then you're gonna come out with a really strong deck.
yeah.
That speaks to what Josh was talking about before in terms of consistency. The like peak deck might be great, but the average deck might be weighed down by the middling cards you have to run.
Yeah, and that seems like reasonable. Like here we have a perfect example of like, like a Cruel Administrator is obviously a good card, and then Zhao is just a 4 mana 3/4 with some relevant text sometimes, but it's also sometimes a 4 mana 3/4, which is a little unlucky.
With firebending too, though. That's not.
It's
That's
not
not-
nothing. That's not nothing for sure. I guess I'd be
That's
happier if
firebending cracker clue.
Yeah, I guess I'd be happier if you made a clue, but then otherwise that'd be OP. But I don't know. If there was some way, even if it was like pay 2, sack another creature, I usually like it when these cards have an ability on them to like activate themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't love that the 3/4 needs some help activating, I guess. Unless you had a clue lying around.
Yeah.
But if you got a clue lying around on turn 4, you're already doing something right.
But here's the thing: is like black can go wide, and I think red wants to go a little. No, I was gonna say red go wide, but it doesn't. White goes wide. He gives everybody the +1/+0.
Yeah, but I'm saying like he
That's also
doesn't
notable.
activate himself.
Yeah.
Like unless you have a
That's
clue lying around. But if you're thinking about like curving out, it's kind of hard to like where did you get that clue? Yeah,
But I
it's
think there's
worth,
a decent amount of black stuff that comes with clues
I guess
in those
maybe.
lower drops.
Could be, but I don't like it's. It's like even on blocks, it's a 3. I mean, I guess like because it's. I don't like having to work for my 3/4s to become 4/4s because like I consider a 4/4 for 4 to be like already like a D plus maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, last archetype, Demir, the Dirtle. Who wants to handle the Dirtle? All right, I guess I'll talk about the Dirtle. Foggy Swamp, Spirit Keeper, 3 mana, 2/4, lifelink. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, get a 1/1. It's a spirit, so it can't block or be blocked by non-spirit. So it basically is just a 1/1 that can't block, but it also can't be blocked, which is not bad. And then we have a Hama, the Bloodbender. When it enters, target opponent mills 3 cards. Exile up to 1 non-land card from that player's graveyard. For as long as you control Hama, you may cast the exiled card by waterbending X. Where X is the spell's mana value. So this is
Damn, they did her dirty.
a little weird that these are
They
completely
did.
different things that you want to be doing. But at the
Yeah,
same
they're
time,
not-
like they're both reasonably. I guess it speaks to black not having a cohesive like strategy necessarily. But I mean, I kind of like both of the things that they're doing.
Foggy
Wow.
Swamp Spirit Keeper is quite good. I mean, it makes things to the battlefield. Hama, I mean, I gave it a D, which is pretty low compared to everyone. Is pretty inconsistent since it's relying on your opponent's deck, which in limited is not always going to be like you can't predict what your opponent will bring. And it's a hard to cast 5 mana 3/3, which is not great. For a character like Hama, who's pretty fearsome, I was hoping for more. I think this one's not great.
So there could be a little bit of they should have given Hama a better card, so you're gonna give the card a bad grade because I mean we all love Hama.
Yeah, looking at her now, I definitely would drop the grade a bit because it's such, like if you had 6 mana, draw a card, a 3/3 and a draw a card, you'd like never play that, right?
Well, this is 5 mana.
But you still
5 mana.
5
Yeah.
mana to draw a card.
It's 5 mana 3/3
Because he still
draw
has
a
to.
card.
And also, she's really hard to cast, which is
Yeah.
some points I took off for her just being difficult to cast.
I guess she's difficult to cast if you're not Demir. If you're like
Yeah.
Black X, but not Demir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess it's just a 3/3 draw card, but so I guess maybe I overrated it a little bit, but I am still excited.
Well, the tough thing is, it is also specifically non-creature, non-land. We were talking about how lesson decks might even struggle to get those in the graveyard, and so.
Oh my gosh! Imagine you help your like lessons opponent get like some lessons in his graveyard. How much of a disaster!
Well,
that
I
is.
mean, she might put some in, but then you can take at least one out. So
I
I think
guess,
it's
but still,
worth it.
that's so. No, that'd be so.
But then you put
painful.
it back in, no?
Um,
You cast it.
Yeah, you cast it, and then it goes to its owner's graveyard. So
That
when
is
you
true.
cast it, it
Oh
goes
my
back.
gosh! It's a horror. This is why we do set reviews, everybody, so you can so I can learn now instead of learning during
Yeah.
pre-release.
Yep.
All right, and with that, we have finished the signpost uncommons, and now I'd love to quickly go through some top cards by rarity, but I don't want to spend too much time because obviously we have to get through the section we all want, which is the hot takes section, where we get to go stand on the pulpit and defend our cards' honors. Scrolling through here. Here we go. Spoilers for later. We have some top commons. So I think what we could do is just maybe by color, we'll just quickly just talk about the top commons. Like one person can each just talk about it. And if anyone wants to comment, we can comment. So I guess I'll start with white. The top common's a 4 mana 3/3 that makes a 1/1. This is in every set, and it's always like the best common, even though you try to think it's going to be something else, and so it's not surprising. Airbending Lesson, it's just basically a white bounce spell, and it also cantrips, and it's an instant, so it's just everything on a stick for what you want to be doing. And then Path to Redemption is just the white enchantment based removal. Notably, you can pay 5 to get a 1/1 in exile. So I think these cards are all pretty straightforward, but overall, like pretty strong like commons, I'd say.
I also want to note Hiroshi Warriors is 2 allies.
Yep.
Oh
my
Yep.
true.
I need a talent to get more.
And that's not nothing, yeah. So white's looking pretty good. How about blue? Nate, what do you think of the blue cards? The blue commons?
Well, we got more or less Raven Inspector at 2
home.
mana. Or
Yeah.
Raven Inspector at home of
'Cause it's an
2 mana
extra
1/3 make a clue, 3 mana 2/2 flying Vigilance Prowess, which is a lot more keywords than they usually give the 3 mana 2/2 flying in blue, and
Yeah,
the
that's pretty
classic counter unless you pay 2, but it's also a lesson in this one.
It'll quench you. I think the forecasting fortune teller is a little better here. Like they couldn't do the Raven Inspector because of water bending, so it's also ramping you in that respect.
True.
Yes,
that's
Not
actually a good
Inspector
point.
was not quite an A, perhaps it was a B plus back in Mirza Karloff Manor, and that was with not that many synergies with it in white.
Right, but it was half the mana cost, so half the mana cost goes down like
So what I'm saying is that if that 1 mana thing in a set with less synergy regarding making a body that makes an artifact, then if it was in this set, it'd be even better. And so, yeah, I think it could be 1 mana. That would be way too busted.
I have a quick question for the Magic historians. Is Quench a counterspell that is like out there, like in the Magic universe?
Yes.
A lovely question. Yes, it is.
Because like,
Yes.
is this card just referencing Quench basically?
Yeah, so Quench is just counter target spell or counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. And
Okay, so this is Quench. It's just a reflave. It's just a Quench, but it's a lesson.
Yeah, Quench is like an old common counter spell from Ravnica Remastered and Ravnica Allegiance.
Okay.
So it's not like it's a famous card, but it is a Magic card.
7:30.
But
Sounds
they
good.
did a show reference and a Magic reference at the same time.
That's
Which
pretty
is
cool. This flavor is so good in this set. I'm so excited.
I know, I love the flavor so much in this set.
All right, so who wants to talk us through the easy color to talk about?
Black is pretty easy. I mean, often the removal is the best thing about common in black, and that is true here. Sold out, a 4 mana exile target creature almost always plays well, and has a chance to make a clue. Deadly Precision is also a removal spell, similar to Annihilating Glare from, I guess, 2.5 years ago in All Be One. You can either pay 4, so make it 5 mana, or sacrifice an artifact or creature, so there's some flexibility there. And Corrupt Court Official, it's black's lovely little 2 mana 1/1 that makes an opponent discard a card. This almost always plays well, and in a archetype that cares about sacrificing, you get your opponent to discard a card, sacrifice this later. Plays pretty well.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna be sacking that guy a lot. I can tell you that.
I just want to note the group average for the bottom 2 of those is a solid C, of which I think says a lot about why black was rated as the worst color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's the same for blue, but then you look at which we also think was a weak color, but then if you look at white, it's just overall like the cards seem more consistent. So that seems to track right here. Then we get to red, which is Jongu. Tell me what they did with red and why did they make a mistake?
Well, for the first one, Lightning Strike ain't no mistake. 3 damage, 2 mana, and instant speed. That's a solid one right there. And then with Azula, Lightning Strike, sheesh.
It's almost perfect. Just 1 hair out of place.
Mm-hmm. So that's, again, perfect, especially in flavor. Now we go to the Firebending lesson. I think I rated this one a little lower, but looking back, it's a good shock here that, well, not exactly shock because it can't go face. But the important thing is that it does scale. So you could either deal with something early or something late, which the versatility in this and it being a lesson, I think really pulls the weight in this card. And then finally, Treetop Freedom Fighters, 2 red, or 2 colorless, 1 red for 2/1. Haste, it is an ally, human rebel ally. And then when it enters, create a 1/1 ally. So again, with those ally synergies coming in fast, wants to hit, and produces your ally army. Kind of straightforward with those.
I think firebending lesson is probably going to be one of the best lessons, or maybe perhaps the best lesson at common, and also just one of the best lessons that you'll be seeing around drafts a lot. Since it's an instant, you can use firebending mana to pay the kicker cost if you need to get up to 5 mana to do that, and cast it during combat to deal 5 damage to a creature, which will kill a lot of things. So it has a lot of potential, and it's at common and a lesson.
Yeah, wow. I didn't even put together that you could use the firebending mana on this, but dang, this thing is slaps, man. That is a good common.
That's particularly why I think the 2 best red commons are instants, because they can use firebending mana. So it'll allow you to use a resource that you might otherwise have nothing to do with.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
We get two
When I
things.
first rated this card, I was like, 5 mana, 5 damage, and to a creature. But then I wasn't considering firebending. Which
The biggest mistake. It's right there in the name, dude.
Yeah,
You just got a firebending lesson.
I did.
All right, green. Always love a good green. The best green card is a bite spell. Wow, shocker. The second best one is a big booty. And what a booty. That's a 4/4 and a 2/2 booty, and the little creature has trample, so can't go wrong with that. And then the mana dork to help you cast the big booty. It's not complicated, and we still love it all the same. It's green, baby.
Note that because you can stack Earthbend counters onto each other, it could be a bigger land than that. But if I'm going to play a common that costs 5 mana all the time, Badger Mole is that common.
This is like a mini version of that card from what was the race car set?
Aether Drift?
And it had like, what was the common that like it was like a 4/4 that made it the 5/5 made it 3/3, but it was like 7 mana.
I know what you're talking
The
about.
elephant card. This is like that card's little brother. It's 5 mana instead of 7 mana. It makes a 4/4 and a 2/2, and that card is like busted good. So, man, I love green, man. Green red. I'm just gonna be green red and people. They're gonna be trying to do lessons, and I'll teach them a lesson with my red green beat down there.
I mean, red green has some lesson synergy, so you could also just take on some lessons.
Yeah, I'm excited.
You were thinking of Autark Mammoth from Aether Drift, which was an uncommon.
Oh yes, Autark Mammoth. Yeah, it's Autark Mammoth's little brother, Badger Mole.
Creature type Badger Mole.
Yep. All right, so now we have some nice funny joke. There's a vigilant land here.
I did love the lands with random creature mechanics. So when you earthbend them, they get things like there's Rumble Arena, which has vigilance, and then there's the rare Cave of Two Lovers, which can't be blocked.
Yeah.
Also great flavor.
And this is interesting. Is here we have 2 fixing cards that aren't great, but they're also not unplayably bad. And what that means, especially because it's a lesson, is there is like a 5-color like. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a shrine deck or a lesson deck, or there's like a 5-color deck.
Not a shrine deck.
It's a shrine deck.
Okay.
Is it I mean, oh dear. Well, I have a pretty poor opinion of shrines in this set, so.
Same here, but.
As do I.
But there is a deck. It's there, and the cards are just bad enough that maybe you'll get all of them, and then you'll be able to do something bad but cool.
I was like, yep.
Maybe all my homies hate shrines.
Maybe you'll be able to lose in style.
Yeah. All right, and then we have some nice lands. Interestingly, I always rate all my lands the same, and I always rate them about a C+, and that seems what we all agree about. They're all about a C+.
Yep.
And then that gets finished with the commons. Is there anything else we wanted to talk about before we move on to the uncommons?
I think we can move on to the uncommons.
All right.
Yeah.
Josh, you want to talk us through the white uncommons?
Yeah, the white uncommons. So we rated all 3 of the best white uncommons at a group average of B-. So there's Earth Kingdom Jailer. It's a 3 mana 3/3. That is an Oblivion Ring effect. When it enters, it exiles an artifact creature enchantment until it leaves the battlefield. So it's removal on a creature. Aang. When he enters, you airbend up to one other target non-land permanent. Can be yours, can be your opponent's. And it gets lifelink with lessons, which is fun, but probably not going to be as relevant. And there's invasion reinforcements, which is resolute reinforcements, both allies.
Yep.
Flash 1/1 that makes a 1/1 token, both are allies. So the first two, they're creature spells that also disrupt your opponent, so it's going to be a pretty big tempo boost for you. And then the invasion reinforcements, it's going wide in allies, which we already thought was going to be one of the best things about white. And this is probably going to be your best 2-drop in white if you can find it going around the draft table.
Again,
2 allies for 2 mana is a very good effect.
we have 4 allies and 3 cards here. Again.
4 allies. Yeah, that's true. Hey, I'm just letting you know now, Aang is never targeting my stuff. Unless my opponent doesn't have anything.
The tempo in that, like this card makes me believe in that blue-white flying tempo deck.
The main time I think
disgusting.
that it makes
That is
sense to target
disgusting. That
something.
card is disgusting. And it just has extra stuff just in case it's not good enough. It's
And
like,
when you
what
cast
was
the
that
lesson
blue
spell, he
common?
gains lifelink.
The blue common that was like a bounce spell in Foundations? Remember that?
Oh,
The shark?
Yes, the 3/2 for 4 mana. The
Yeah,
shark,
that thing. This thing has flying and lifelink sometimes.
Yeah,
And it was
so-
like blue's best like common.
This calls back to
I think-
Mana War, which was the 3 mana blue 2/2 that bounced the thing, and so I think everything's kind of based off of that. So it's a little bit more expensive, 1 more mana, but you get a lot of upside. Flying,
+1 power, flying, and lifelink sometimes.
potential
And
lifelink, yeah.
now, to be fair, the cost of the thing that gets bounced is a little bit reduced, but even still, that's a lot for
Like,
1
come
mana.
on, that's disgusting. That's a lot.
The thing I think, especially to pay attention to in these fantastic uncommons, is for Earth Kingdom Jailer. It is mana value 3 or greater, so it's not going to hit those big land creatures.
True.
And
It's also not gonna
just
hit the aggro
to
that
make
keeps
sure
beating you
remember
down.
that, because I feel like I might miss that. I'll be like planning something out, and be like, all right, Earth Kingdom Jailer could just take care of anything, but he could not take care of anything. It's 3 or greater.
Oh,
The
yeah.
good news is the floor is a rate 3-drop, which I will play in my deck if I have to. And if I get the removal, I am like so happy about this card.
Yeah, that card's
Yeah.
crazy good. I have
And
to
we-
talk about this next card because it is the card I am most excited to cast many times in the set. I don't care if I am red-green beats. I will splash this. I will force it. It's Katara, Bending Prodigy. At the beginning of your end step, if Katara is tapped, put a 1/1 counter on her, and you can water. And that is never going to happen because I'm always going to be water bending 6 on my opponent's end step to draw my free card. Oh baby, I am so excited for this card, and I am so proud of us for giving her the grade she deserves. And then there's some other blue cards, which like this Benevolent River Spirit, which is also Katara, by the way. Spoilers if you haven't seen the show.
Whalers.
Well, actually, this is, I think, the real spirit, but
Oh, is
Katara
it?
does make it.
Well,
Katara is not dead.
fair
Of
enough.
Kev, I have to ask, what did you give Katara Bending Prodigy?
I think a B, like a B plus maybe.
Okay.
I don't
Fair.
know. I blacked out. Okay,
Happy.
don't ask me that.
Um,
Yeah. And then we have a 2/1 that makes a clue. Everybody knows that's gonna be good.
When it dies, so it's not immediate, but it's still
who cares?
quick.
You like come on, like this thing's crazy. And then
I love Katara as a build around, but I think the other 2 blue uncommons are probably, if you're being more realistic, the uncommons.
More universally good, I would say. Katara,
How much
It's
do you
also
think
quite good.
this water bending, 5, affects the power level of this card?
of Benevolent River Spirit.
a lot.
Um,
I think a lot because
A
like
lot.
how happy would you be if you had 2 creatures on the board, and then you got to tap out and cast this for like 3 mana plus 3 mana, or for 5 mana. This is your 5-drop, and you just have to tap your 2 guys. So 5 mana,
Also,
make a
it doesn't-
4/5 flying word to when this creature enters
No, so
strike.
you need 7 mana.
It's 7
need
mana.
7 mana
It's
if you have
7
enough
mana, but
mana.
you can discount it by up to 5.
But it's
Right.
Convoke and Improvise 7 mana.
Yeah, which I think is a lot easier. It reminds me a lot of Guardian of the Great Door, which is an uncommon in Lost Caverns of Ixalan, which was 2
Yeah.
mana, and you had to tap an additional 4 artifacts, creatures, or lands, and it was a 4/4 flyer. So very similar. This is 1 more mana, but you get
Flying,
additional
you get
toughness.
board 2
Or
and scry
yeah.
2.
Scry 2.
Yeah, that is actually
Guardian
pretty
Great Door
bonkers.
also had flying. So I think this is an upgrade to that. And I do think that you're probably going to, I would say I'm generally happy if I'm paying 5 or less mana. 5 is probably the top amount. If I'm paying 6 or 7 mana for this, that's kind of...
It's a little rough, but
It's
it's
a little
still
overcosted.
decent. Like, it's still value, you know? Like, scry 2 in the
But I
like,
think
late
you can
game when you're
probably
casting this is
reliably-
almost drawing a card.
Yeah, and I think you can probably pretty reliably cast it for 5 or less mana.
I used basically the same line of logic that Josh used. I referenced Guardian of the Great Door, was like, okay, this was about a B-. It's 1 more mana, yes, but you're getting so much more for that 1 waterbend mana that I'm like, yeah, I really like this.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Cool. And then the black uncommons. Nate, you want to talk us through these?
Emotional damage.
Yeah, Heartless Act. How dare you?
I know, isn't that so rough? Oof.
Brutal. This is a classic Magic card. It destroys creatures without counters on it, or removes counters from target creature. So no matter what, if you have an earthbended land, you can do something to it. You can't destroy it outright with this card, but you can do
Unless it has
something
3 or
to
less
it.
power.
Or you can at least give it -3/-3 permanently.
Yes.
Azula on the Hunt, 4 mana, 4/3, firebending 2 that draws a card when she attacks at the cost of 1 life with extra
And you,
steps.
oh, by the way, just in case you didn't
Is
have the
that
mana.
Yeah. Of an Epic Downfall, just exiles creatures with mana value 3 or greater for 2 mana.
Yeah,
Very
that
good.
seems good. I think we maybe should have rated Azula higher, but you know what? That's okay.
I think I did rate Azula higher, I'm not gonna lie.
She's quite good. Like sister, like brother, there's a Zuko that has a very similar effect that Impulse draws in red with firebending, that they're both going to be quite good because they enabled their own ability with their firebending.
Yep. That's good.
I like this
4 green
archery
attack,
better.
draw a card.
Yep.
All right. And then
Or play combat trick.
which combat trick?
Any
No, I'm
combat
just saying,
trick.
any combat trick. You always got to be wary. Are they going to get insane value or are they going to blow me out?
Oh yeah, make them have it. That's what I always say. All right. The Fire Nation attacks. Create 2/2/2 red soldier
Everything
creature
changed.
tokens with firebending 1, and it's got flashback 8. Which is
No,
instant
red.
though, but it's an instant, so you can cast it
Yeah.
using your firebending mana.
Use firebending. Yeah,
And
it's
that's why this card is so
And
good.
so, and since there's 2 of them, this technically curves out into itself.
Yes.
yes.
Correct.
Okay, and that's why I got a good.
They live the next turn. You can attack with your 2 with firebending. It discounts the next thing by
How many
2
of these?
essentially.
How many of these you guys?
You
gonna
got
play?
surprise blocks with this and the pseudo haste.
That's true.
How many copies of this would you guys play in your deck?
I'd play.
I'd play 3.
I'd say 3 or 4 even. Honestly, it's
Yeah.
Because
very
they
good.
feed into themselves a little bit, right?
They feed into
There are
themselves.
not many cards that cost 5 mana base that I would
They
run
play, yeah.
or 3 or 4 of, but this is one of them in limited.
Yeah, because if you get the first, if you can cast the first one, then you're casting the rest of them, and you're gonna never run out of gas for the rest of the game.
You cast
Yeah.
the first
Yeah.
one, you attack, the next one's 3 mana, and then if they all live, the next one's 1 mana.
Well, you've won the
And then
game
you
if they
can
all live, but yeah. I get what you're
Jesus.
saying. Yeah, and then combustion
The
man.
Fire Nation is attacking here.
Mhm.
And everything changed.
Yeah, and then there's Combustion Man, which is just he's just, everyone knows, you don't need to even read what he's just scary, man. Look at that art. And then Combustion Technique it's him and his technique are the next 2 card best uncommons. And I don't know if there's anything too worth noting about these cards except Combustion Technique does exile, and that sometimes matters. So keep you aware of that.
Sometimes it'll matter. Yep.
But, yeah.
It's a red instant.
Who wants to talk about the green cards?
I'll go for green. We got Toph, the Blind Bandit, for a star 3. And when she enters Earthbend 2, she also has her power is equal to the number of +1/+1 counters on lands you control. So
Yeah.
I feel like she's definitely a build around, right? Like you definitely want to have enough earthbending support to play her. But the fact that earthbending is just so good, it would not surprise me that like when she comes out or is able to attack, she's attacking as a 5/3.
So
No,
is
John,
it-
I don't agree. I actually think you just play Toph whenever.
yeah, I was gonna say like,
because
is it an upside or a
it's just
downside?
three
It's just a
mana
star 3 because
2/3 that makes a 2/2.
if she was a 2/3 that makes a 2/2, like that would be
For
like
3
busted.
mana,
So
that's very good.
That is also true. Yes, yes. I mean, but here's the thing: like, right, Earthbend is already good, and to attack as a 5/3 for 3 mana, like that is just the nuts.
that
And I think that's
nasty,
gonna
yeah.
pretty on average gonna happen.
So how many copies of Toph are you running?
As many as I can. I don't care.
Legendary.
Yeah, I would
I'd
say
probably,
all of them.
I'd probably tap out at 3 because it's
Yeah.
legendary.
Nope, I'm running all of them. Give me 8.
That says a
No,
lot.
because then we're gonna get some other good Earthbending cards. So let's go to the next one. Like right here, we have your cursor over the name. What? Allies at last.
Allies at
There we
last.
go.
Sorry.
Affinity for allies. Surprise, surprise. Up to 2 target creatures you control. Each deal damage equal to their power to target creature and opponent controls. So I mean, you basically play 1 for a green where 2 creatures are dealing damage. You're basically going to be able to get rid of anything. Again, works with Toph here apparently too, because her and her 2/2 Earthbended land is gonna deal some damage, and then like if it didn't already have enough good uncommons, green coming in here with Earth Kingdom General. When it enters Earthbend 2, when you put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on a creature, you gain that much life. So I mean, if
Just in
you're
case it
trying
wasn't
to
good enough yet.
win a race against a green deck that is playing this card, I mean, you're in a losing battle there, buddy.
Just with the cards on screen, like this hand of Magic cards is like almost unbeatable.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
ally
this just
at
seems
last-
so. And he's an ally too.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah, everything's an ally. The green white, like, I really think green white allies is gonna be so strong. Because all these random good cards are allies. And, oh, by the way, my punch has affinity for allies, so it's 1 green double
For
punch.
like imagine
Yeah.
this was their curve. Like they went Toph, make a 2/3 and a 2/2. Then they play this thing. They have like a 4/3, a 4/4, and a 2/2 that's gaining them like life. And then they just play a 1 mana removal spell and anything else.
The only downside with Earthbending is that you will sometimes have to tap your land creature to play on curve, which
Sure.
is not the biggest downside, honestly. Like,
Yeah, like it's that's fine.
it's like, well, that's how it be.
In limited, I don't think it's as big a deal as it is in literally any other format.
Yeah, that's like I don't know. Green's looking mean for me. All right, we got
This is
quickly.
another one where they've tied together a flavor in the show and flavor from Magic with Meteor Sword.
Yep.
It's a 7 mana colorless artifact, calls back to Meteor Golem, that when it enters it destroys a permanent. And the Meteor Sword does the same thing, except it's also a sword, as it was in the show, and you can equip it for 3 and give a creature 3/3/3, which, guess what, is also the stats of Meteor Golem. So what an absolute flavor win.
Crafted
Love
from
that.
a
It's
fallen
actually pretty
meteor,
crazy
symbolizing
flavor.
the sudden change that wielding it brings.
The flavor is amazing, and if you need an emergency removal spell, this qualifies.
Yeah, it's a little expensive, but it's fine.
That will help end the game too, because getting +3/+3 on a creature, it's pretty good.
Yeah. All right, we got some uncommons, some uncommons. We already talked about.
Wait.
Suki.
Could you talk? Oh, well, everybody gave that a C-. I was like, why is Fire Nation Warship up there?
There's just not a lot of good colorless
The colorless
uncommons.
card that was better than the other bad colorless cards. Like,
It's a C-. It's just here.
Yeah.
colorless
Okay,
cards in
okay.
general are never
Yeah.
going to.
I'll give you
Shouldn't-
and
Yeah.
I had to do some special data shenanigans because there's only 2 uncommon rare colorless cards, and so it messed up all my rows. So we'll see that. I'll see that. I'll show you guys that later. We already talked about these cards, but I guess green white. If it wasn't eating already, it sure is eating now.
Suki and Sun Warriors both benefit by going wide, which is very good. And
Both
Sun Warriors is one of
allies.
the few firebending cards that has it has no upper limit. It will get greater firebending the wider you go, and that is very good. Like the cards that have Firebending X and then X is some value are usually some of the best Firebending cards because you can really get them well with save of a couple, but they often can produce a lot of mana, which is going to be very good, and it has a mana sink on itself. And given Firebending the set, any mana sink in red or in any color really is going to be much better because it allows you to use that limited resource of Firebending mana, which you can only use during combat.
So
I will say
I'm a
no.
little torn on Sunwares actually. Like you want to kind of sit back and pay that 5 to get a 1/1, right? Like it's kind of encouraging you to sit back, but it's also encouraging you to attack. But it doesn't exactly have the best attacks with the 3/5 stat line. So I don't know. I feel like at first glance this kind of looks good, but it also kind of feels like a little bit of a trap.
I mean, I see two good things you could do.
Yeah.
Like a 4-mana 3/5 is like good stats, I think. Like that, I would give like a stat line of like CC plus. So right off the bat, you have a CC plus card. Then it has Firebending X. It has at least Firebending 1. And it could be more. Or if I want to just sit back, it's a 3/5, which is a great blocker, and then I get to pay 5 to.
You just dump. Okay, yeah.
So it's like
I see that.
it's what yeah. There's two conflicting good things it can do, which is like, oh darn.
That's true.
That's
I remember I was listening to a limited podcast or something and talking how one of the best proxies for what wins a game of limited is which player spent the most mana. And a great way to spend a lot of mana is have Firebending, which gives you more mana, and a mana sink. And so it's not the end all be all, but it is giving you quite a lot of options and flexibility. And if you can spend more mana, you're probably going to pull ahead in the game.
Yeah. I think the key to firebending is all about mana efficiency. If you do something with your firebending mana, you're probably winning the game. If you don't, you probably just lose because you've now got worse statted creatures for the mana that you were supposed to use.
Yeah, that actually adds up a lot, and it's gonna be interesting to see like where it all shakes out, like because it could just be the case that it's a disgusting unbeatable aggro deck, and we're all sad, but I don't know. Who knows? I'm
Firebending is giving notes of Mobilize from Tarkir Dragonstorm earlier this year, and I do think that Firebending decks could feel a lot like Mardu decks,
I
where
really hope not.
they might have a lot of aggro power. Instead
And I
of
do
making
think
1/1 tokens, they make mana.
I do think
I
Sun
think maybe
Warriors
a Mardu.
could play a role in that, though, of, oh, you want to go wide? You want to get rewarded for going wide? Here you go.
Yeah.
But then I see this as like, why would you ever play red white go wide when you could just do red green go wide, which just seems so much
The
better.
thing is, sometimes very popular decks get crowded when you draft.
Yeah, Naya seems to be where it's at right now, at least in our group's opinion. Right? Is this Naya? Green,
Yeah.
white, red?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, that's Naya.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, seems good to be there. Seems like you don't want to be in Dimir, which it makes me sad, but don't worry. That just leaves more Dimir for me to play and lose with.
If the Selesnya deck is good, I'm happy.
Yeah. And that concludes our list of the uncommons. I guess we could quickly just kind of gloss over the rares. Just looking at these, it would seem that the rare we gave the best grade to is the Earth King. The Earth King is a 4-mana 2/2 that makes a 4/4, and then it has other words on it, and those words help you win the game. So, not a lot to talk about there.
Yeah, not much to say. It
Limited
just
cares about
reads
playing
like
the
a
board,
good card,
plays
and it's a
the
good
board.
card.
Yeah, and then there's the Wrath of the set, which isn't actually a Wrath. It's
Not
it's
truly
like a
Wrath, but
big bounce.
it's
It's like a
close.
bounce or something.
I will say your opponents can't replay it their next turn, so it is not a full bounce. It is more permanent, but it takes another extra turn, 2 turns for them to
Yeah,
get back to it.
which is brutal, but I think
is
a
brutal.
little worse than a normal Wrath would be because of the disclaimer.
It also helps that you
It's
get to
just
take
mega
one of your
tempo.
own creatures. So if you have one big creature and you wrath everything else, you're getting in for a lot of damage because they can't play their creatures again from exile. They can play new creatures, and so it's a pretty big tempo swing, and you're going to be getting in damage at least in that combat from that turn.
Also,
Okay.
with regards to the other two white rares on our screen, I think I look at them and I see synergy with like what we've been talking about this whole time. If we're very high on green white or red white go wide, both of these significantly benefit them because the land, if you run out of stuff to do, is an Anthem for effectively 5 mana. And Hakoda lets you get value off the top of your library with them and can protect them if necessary. And so if that ends up being a strong archetype, we may have actually underrated some of these cards because of just the powerful synergy with the strongest archetypes.
It's actually better than Anthem because you can activate it every turn.
Yes.
So let that sink in. How disgusting that's gonna be. That's gonna be fun. And then we move on to the mythics. Yeah, so here we go. There's only 2 colorless rares, and that totally screwed everything up. Oh, we forgot about these. We have Mr. Aang.
Yes. Aang has 2 of the best cards, I would say, in the set.
We're gonna get to that.
Mother of Spell Queller Plus. Dear Lord.
Spell Queller that also can kill your opponents in the late game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have some mythics here. They're
I'm
fun.
glad that they gave the protagonist a very good card, you know?
Yeah. We have Appa, which I just love has Flash, because it's just so, like, he's always just showing up and saving the gang. And United Front, which I don't know why this is only rated an A-. This card's, like, disgusting.
Oh, I think I give that an A+.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, they're coming in with a +1/+1 counter, so they're all 2/2s.
Well, yeah, because if you think about it, for 5 mana, you make 3 2/2s. That's pretty good, and you're also pumping whatever
Yeah.
else your board already was. This is a very, very strong card.
And
And then if
we
you
have-
play Earth King General, then you're getting light on that too.
Yeah. Wan Chi Tong draws you cards. It's a big flyer. It has Flash.
Again,
It's just the ultimate,
Flash.
like, I want to die every
This
time I
card-
cast this against me.
A lot of people are freaking out about this card being phenomenal in constructed formats, and I think they're correct. I don't think it's going to be nearly as good in those as it is in, or I think it will be not as good as that in limited, but it's still going to be really damn good in limited. As you can see here, I gave it a collective A-.
Hear me out. Hear me out. One Chitong Librarian with firebending.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Why did you just say that? Oh, it's so gross.
That's why this card got an A from me.
Dang, yeah.
Now, people are really excited about the constructed formats because you play it on 2, your opponents are cracking fetch lands or searching their library. That's not happening in limited. Your opponents are probably never going to be searching their library except unless they cast like a shared roots to search their library for basic land. But that's pretty unlikely to happen very often. So this is really, we're playing this for being a big X creature that when it enters, it's a 4 mana, it's a 6 mana 4/4 flying vigilance that draws you 2 cards. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Did I mention it has Flash?
Yeah.
Just
Oh, here's the real Wrath, Rise of Sozin. It's really yucky. Get wrecked. You can
Yeah.
cry. You can complain when you get this cast against you.
It's a wrath that can
I think
eventually-
the face
Yeah.
Stiller as a B+. I think that's very highly rated. It just goes like a 6 mana 6/6 and
Well, it does exile a creature an opponent controls, so it is
Yeah.
removable as well.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
it's a
know why
6/6. It's a 6/6 and
and Isa.
yeah, you're
Ah.
casting a 4 mana spell, and you're getting a 6/6. That's part of the deal. so.
Okay, first I don't know why I just completely skipped that line.
That's okay. That
I
happens
was
to
thinking
everybody.
it
Where
just
sometimes
exiles
it's just
one
like
line.
I didn't read.
It's a
Okay, so
Patreon.
that explains why this is only a B+.
Yep.
Okay.
As we like to say here, reading the card explains the card, and
Yeah.
sometimes
It says
none of us
exile
read
up to
the
one
card.
target creature. So that thing, yeah. And then you got Roku, and you got this little cub, which I'm gonna lose to, I'm sure.
Admiral Club is
Of-
one of the strongest 2-drops in the set.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, B+. It might be my fault. It's average B+. I think it might be better than that.
I gave it like an A, I think, because it's just like
Yeah.
it's like that. There's always like a card like this. It's like a 2/2, but it usually costs 3 mana. But yeah.
It's a 2/2 that makes a 1/1 that ramps you 1. I mean, it just does kind of everything.
Oh, and then here it is. Spoilers. I have to skip.
I love Planetary of Wan Shi Tong. It's not good, but I love it.
Yeah.
It's very cool. And then more
Yes,
gross.
some of the best multicolored mythics, the Angry Old Men.
Just the angry old
Yeah.
man. And man of the
And the
angry. Yeah.
Angry Old Men are really, really good.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
really
they
good.
are.
Okay, and then I guess now is the time where we only have a few minutes left in our schedule time, so I guess I did want to do some before we do the goodest art stuff. I did want to do some hot takes, if that's okay with everybody,
Let's do some.
Yes.
Huh?
and then I have a joke saved for the end of the show, so we can obviously gotta get that joke in too. So This is gonna be so funny. Everyone's gonna laugh at how funny it is.
Oh my gosh, I am ready to bust out laughing at this
Yeah,
joke.
that's
Oh,
real
let me
up,
tell
Joe.
you, you're gonna love my joke. It's so funny.
It might just be the funniest joke I've ever heard.
Oh, it probably will be.
There you
I wouldn't be surprised. Here we go. So this is my favorite section. Unfortunately, we're a little behind schedule, so we won't have too much time for it. But maybe we can at least start with one hot take per person.
Oh, this is equally Kevin's hot take as my hot take.
Yeah. So sometimes if there's like a covariant hot take, I see there is. So we can like select. We can go down the list. I guess we can all. I'll give you all a second to take it in. So the way this works is we take for my hot takes, we take the group score of everybody that's not me, what they gave the card, and then we for each card subtract that from. Okay, I explained that a terrible way. Basically, we find the mean of everybody else's grade that's the farthest away from what I gave a card. So if I gave a card like a B and everyone else gave the card an F, that means that I have a really hot take because what I gave the card is really far from the mean of what everybody else's score was. And so my hot take right here was that Faded Firepower, which is X red 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 with flash, enters with X fire counters. If a source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage, plus the amount of damage equal to the number of fire counters on this enchantment instead. So basically, it's like a really expensive version of that like 3 mana enchantment that was decent that like made your red permanents do 1 more damage. I guess this thing starts at 4 mana. At the cheapest it could be.
Well, it's expensive because you can make it do more than just +1.
But it can go up to obviously like plus like 5 or plus 10 or whatever, blah blah blah. I will admit when I rated this, I did not take into account fire that had flash for firebending.
Flash. Oh my god. Yeah.
Which is probably a big reason why I gave it good art, but I don't know if this card is gonna be good. I mean, I guess it's because it's red, it's easier, but I don't know. I guess I would use this. I would say that this one, after having talked through everyone about everyone on it, I would probably give this card closer to like a C+ or a B.
I mean,
but
so I think I'm on the other side of this hot take because I gave this an A-, which is very high compared to everyone else. I give this because this is going to be in a firebending deck. That's really the only place you play it. And so red is not hard because firebending mana is all red. So you're always going to have that probably paid for. And so say you're attacking with 3 creatures, and between the 3 creatures you have firebending 3. So you have 3 extra mana, plus you have maybe 3 mana from your lands. You cast this for 6 mana. All of a sudden your 3 creatures are doing an additional 3 damage. Either that can blow out your opponent on blocks as a really good combat trick, or the way I see this is this might just often kill your opponent and end the game.
Murder somebody.
Oh, like I don't need to block this creature or this creature because I want to save my creatures. Like they make reasonable blocks, and then because this is a mythic rare, you can probably like it's not often correct to play around it unless you are playing through every scenario in your head. Like it's not going to be top of mind, and then come down and like, oh, all of a sudden you're getting an extra 8 damage to the face, and that's enough to kill you. So I think this absolutely can just kill people and end the game immediately, which is why I give it so high. Like it's definitely a finisher. It's going to be the end of the game. Like you can't really play it. You could play it early, but it's probably not the best time to play it. But yeah, I think it's going to be very good. To me, it reminded me of All Out Assault from Tarkir Dragonstorm. It was a 5 mana Mardu enchantment that gives you an extra combat and anthems your creatures. I feel it's kind of similar to that.
That also gave Death Touch. I guess this sort of gives Death Touch too.
But I mean, this has like player Death Touch in a way. I mean, like I feel like this is going to be quite good. It's kind of similar-ish to like City on. Well, I think it's better than City on Fire was March of the Machines because that was way more expensive.
Okay, so we have both pled our cases. What is the counsel of Nate and John? What do you say? What say you? Who's right?
I think I underrated the card a little. I consider this a boomer bust card. It's either going to be All Out Assault or it's going to be City on Fire, which is to say it's either going to be a really expensive do-nothing enchantment or it's going to be a aggro go-wide firebending format and it's going to kill your opponent very quickly. There really is no in-between for me with a card like this, which is why I think I would bump up my grade a little bit closer to John's, but I still sit squarely in the middle because I don't have a good sense for the pace of this format, which I think will say a lot as to how good this card really is. Because without Firebending, this is really hard to cast.
Right, but I don't think it's not ridiculous to cast. Maybe if it was like quad red, I feel like it is castable with triple red, like without firebending, and I feel like firebending just breaks it. So I would even bump mines up a bit because this is an enchantment, it's just gonna stick on the board. So now like every creature, even to your 1/1s, being able to do an additional 1, 2, even 3 damage, is gonna feel like a threat.
Yeah, definitely underrated this card because of the. I didn't think about the firebending, but that's why we have these shows, is because we can talk through more of the firebending stuff. All right, moving on to Nate's hot take. Nate, you have the stand.
Well, Phoenix Fleet Airship is a 4-mana 4/4 flying crew 1 with no extra text, really. You can make more vehicles when you sack permanents. I think D's a little harsh from me here. I think I was a little disappointed with this card more than anything. It was a little harsh but really my pitch is this is a 4-mana 4/4 flying crew 1 with very little extra text a lot of the time. And if it's that, it's not good.
I disagree. I mean, the second line of text not as important, but at the beginning of your end step, if you sacrifice a permanent, create a token that's a copy of this vehicle.
There are certain permanents that are very easy to sack.
Yeah, if you sacrifice a permanent comes down, okay, then you have, by your end step you have 2 of these. If you sacrifice a permanent, the next turn they're both going to trigger. You're still going to have 4 of these. So it is exponential as well.
I didn't consider that.
It's slow, but it is.
Like, I don't even care if you need to get to 8. Like, you just get a bunch of 4/4. Like, if you could tell me I could get 2 4/4 flyers, and if I ever act like sack, if I build my deck to sack things every once in a while, like I get 2 4/4s for flying crew 1s for 4. That's already like great. Like,
yeah, dang.
I don't know, like I think like and then just like gosh, like imagine if like they're like actually built their deck around this, and then they like have it, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I lose. They just made like.
What do I even do?
Yeah, like what do I do? They just got 4 of these stupid vehicles that are gonna kill me in the air.
I'd say if you're not removing these, you could go. The turn comes down. If you've sacrificed a permanent, you get a second one. This next turn, if you sacrifice a permanent, you're up to 4. And on the third turn, if you sacrifice another permanent on your end step, you have 8.
And they're not artifacts.
They're all creatures. So I mean, it's definitely like. It can definitely be a bit of a glass cannon. Like if it gets removed, then you don't start the exponential roll, and you might not have the sacrifice. But like when it works, it's going to be pretty devastating.
Even like I feel like even a 4/4 flying crew 1 isn't that bad. Like it's maybe like a C-.
Pretty good.
But it is a crew, so you're only going to have it as a creature for a limited time. Like you guys, are, I think, getting swept up in the best case scenario, but you are either choosing to block or to attack.
Yeah, this vehicle's probably like what, D plus maybe vehicle by itself, no extra text, just flying 4/4 vehicle crew 1.
Yeah,
I'd probably give that like a C-. Yeah,
sure.
C- D plus. Yeah, and so then but like if you build your deck to do the thing, which I mean it's kind of already the theme of Black White anyways to do this thing. Probably B plus is a little high for what I gave it,
maybe
but like
A- might be.
like maybe like B,
yeah.
maybe like build around B.
I said it at the start. I think I was too harsh here. I think this I'm too far off. I think the other 2 takes here are more interesting, especially Zuko. I'm interested in why you guys like this 2-mana card that gives you value and then gives the value to your opponent.
They'll be dead by the time they get that value.
I say you're getting the value first. So I think this was honestly, I think this is the single hardest card to rate in the set for me. Because you are losing a lot of life, like 2 life every turn is not nothing.
Yeah.
So if you go through all 3 modes before you give it away, like you've lost 6 life to draw a card, put a 1 counter on it, and get a mana, like that's quite a bit.
You could also play this on main phase too. So when he attacks, you could choose one. So that
no. At the beginning of your first main phase, this won't be triggering the turn you play him, no matter what.
Yep.
Oh, at the beginning, yeah.
So I mean, the reason why I rated it decently is if you play it on 2, then on 4 you've ramped. You are at on turn 3 you're at 4 mana, so you've ramped if you choose that section. So you can really do some explosive things with this. Perhaps pun intended, given the art. But then giving it away, if you give away, that usually is not good in limited. So
here's what really
formats.
broke it for me. Think about this. It's a 2/3, and you put it in your deck, and you chose to play it. Let's just say you drew a card, and then in worst case, it sticks around, deals some damage to you, and then you remove it when it's about to go away. You just got rid of the card that you drew. So it's a 2/3 that puts a 1/1 counter on itself, and then adds a red and deals some damage to you.
One thing of note is that black does care about sacrificing, so if you are not wanting to lose the life, you can sacrifice it, or you can just choose to give it to your opponent more quickly.
Or you could give it away and then kill him with it.
Because I mean, attacking with a 3/4, for 2 turns, that's 6 damage.
You play this on turn 2. It turns into a 3/4. You take 2, then you untap, make a red. You know what I mean? You make a red, so now you have 4 mana and a 3/4 and it's turn 3.
That's the beginning of your first main phase, though, so you don't get it the turn you play it.
I guess, yeah, but
the turn it can attack first, you could.
Sure. Yeah. So I guess you can. The curve is then you attack with the 3/4 on turn 3, and then you get to spend 5 mana on turn 4.
Yeah.
So it's and then when you draw a card, and then worst case you remove it and you give back your card basically.
I think the theme of my hot takes in general is that I'm not kind enough to the rares.
You're just like, these rares poopy, I don't like it.
I'm usually pretty glazed enough.
It doesn't have an anime strong female lead on it. I don't like it.
One additional thing I will say, this is going back to Phoenix Fleet Airship. I wanted to check to see if there was any fetch lands, any lands that sacrifice themselves, because that would trigger Phoenix Fleet Airship. There are no fetch lands. However, the common dual lands, for 4 mana, you can sack them to draw a card, which is not a rate that you really want to often be doing, but it is a way that you can trigger your sacrifice energies from your mana base.
In Limited, that's a non-zero upside for a land. Now, albeit a tap land, but it is a dual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the late game, it could be quite good.
All right. Next, we have to keep
Oh my gosh, Necrosquito! He's back!
John, you have the stand.
Oh my god, John is me from 2.5 years ago.
Oh, sweet summer child.
So, because there is a lot of I want to sack things in black, like you saw with the airship, right? Getting that free sack, I think, is going to be important in those decks that you want to build it with. So when I was looking at this for a C+, I'm more seeing this as a sack outlet, and you're drawing a card, right? So you're going to sack your clue, and you're still going to draw a card. You're going to sack your Zuko. Once he does his thing, you've drawn your card, you'll be happy. And then, that's basically what was in my mind for this card.
Man, this card has got the worst stats I've ever seen.
A 4 mana 2/2.
Not a 4 mana 2/2 flyer. It's Kevin's worst enemy.
It is Kevin's worst enemy. Better reanimate it and use it again.
I hate this thing. Imagine you play this thing.
You could also sack a land. So you could also sack a
land.
land.
So if you sack a land that has counters on it, then it gets bigger and the land goes back.
I'm just gonna be praying every single time I'm playing my Boros or my red-green beatdown deck. I'm just gonna be hoping they tap out to sack their own thing and play this on 4, and then I'll bolt it for 1 and kill them.
Yeah.
This thing is.
Yeah.
Woo!
Not even bolt. You can use the firebending lesson that shocks.
That's what I meant. Shock. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't know why. Again, me not reading cards. For some reason, I also thought when it attacked, you sacrificed.
No, that would be too good.
No, it is only.
That wouldn't even be too good. That would just be good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Why let us out?
The only thing that makes me settle this card is I will have to try and beat Kevin.
Why did I do this? Why did I?
If you ever beat Kevin with this card, it will be hilarious, though.
Yeah, that was a moment of a little. It wasn't that Josh beat me with it. It's that Josh beat me with it and then was convinced based on that data set that it was good. He's
Now,
like,
keep in
Kevin,
mind,
you're an
Kevin, that was
idiot. You don't know what
the
you're talking about. Mosquito is
the
not
first
good.
time I
beat
played
you with it.
limited Magic.
Given his experience of like 2 days, I thought it was hilarious, even if I knew he was dead wrong at the time.
That was what made me mad. Was that I lost the stupid card. And he didn't understand how stupid it was because I removed it twice, and the third time he reanimated it killed me.
Oh, I do want to talk about.
Wait, hold on. I want to
briefly.
talk about waterbending scroll.
Oh, no problem.
Oh
no
yeah,
problem.
let's talk about it. I don't think it's good.
Let's see, tapping it or tap it and draw a card. I don't know. That seems pretty good.
So
I
this is
mean,
part
yeah,
of the
that's
that
great.
There's
Paying
one common
one
in each
draw a card
color
is a
that
good
has a
thing.
payoff for the number of basic lands you control of that type. The problem is, and I gave them almost all of them low ratings because the problem is, in limited you're very rarely in monocolor. You're almost always in 2-color and sometimes 3-color. And so most times when you play this, maybe half of your lands will be islands. So that means by the time you get to 6 mana, this still costs 3 to tap it and draw a card, which is not, nothing, but it's still more than you want to be at 6 mana. It's very rarely going to be cheaper. Like, you could maybe make it to 2 if you have 4 islands, but it's probably not going to be that cheap, and so that's why I thought it was good. Because also, the one upside, is an artifact on the battlefield. You can waterbend with it earlier on, which is beneficial. But
I will also say this on this: it feels like the boards are going to get really clogged up with as many tokens and the 1/1 allies that are going to be on the board. So I feel like going into late game with these decks, you're going to be really happy to have the waterbending scroll that's just going to be able to tap for like 2, draw a card. You know what I mean? So if you have like 4 islands, or late game when you've drawn like all your islands, you're like, heck yeah, let me draw another card each turn, while my freaking 2/4s and 1/1s are clogging up the board, and then I'm just gonna have so much advantage at that point.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's like this card was in LCI basically, except it was for like rabbits or something, or woodland creatures of some sort. And like,
You mean Burrow?
no, you're looking at
Blue
White
Burrow.
Lotus tile,
Bloomberg.
not waterbending. I'm pretty sure.
Anyway, like this kind of thing was there, and it's like this would be the reason I gave this a C- is because it would be good in a mono blue deck, which doesn't come up very often, but when it does come up, it's pretty good.
Hear me out on this one. Here's what I think would have been a very interesting design for waterbending scroll. Still a 2-mana blue artifact. Didn't have a tap ability. It said when this artifact becomes tapped, draw a card, and it does not have a way to tap itself. So the only way you can really tap it is to waterbending. So every time you waterbend, you draw a card, and that would be a good card.
Okay.
And I think it's a completely different card. I'm just playing armchair game.
Like even if you're drawing extra cards, the tempo loss of like paying 4 every turn to draw a card, just by itself, like isn't that good in the late game in limited. Like it's just really not, because it's just too. You're not like, even if you're getting extra cards, you're not spending the mana. So it's just like the case for this thing is good. Like unless you're playing a mono deck, it's too slow even then.
Yeah,
I'm also thinking
I had the same reasoning of
it's too slow.
in mono blue, this is really good. In not mono blue, this is a pace of format card, and the average format is not slow enough for this to really be all that good. But if the format's super slow, sometimes at instant speed, okay, I'll pay 3 mana and tap this to draw 2 cards every turn in limited. That will eventually win me the game.
Just 1 card.
Sure, on
2
one card in
cards,
your opponent's end step, but two cards in turn cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying here.
Yep. So, all right, and now we already talked about Faded Firepower. Josh.
Yeah, so Hit Firepower I think is good.
We already talked about that. Well, we already talked about that, so we're gonna do a different one.
So Planetarium of Wanchiton.
Actually,
I'll go with Galar White Lotus.
Yeah, you want to do a Galar the White Lotus? Because I feel like that's more. You gave this good art.
I gave this good art. So this is another monocolor payoff. So again, by 5 mana, maybe half of your lands will be plains if you're a 2-color white deck. So let's be generous and say 3 of your lands are plains. Would you play 5 mana, make 3 1/1s?
And
I don't think you would. And Scry 2. Okay, yeah, sure. And Scry 2. But that was a 3-mana effect in Bloomburrow. Make 3 1/1s, your rabbits, which was good. But 5 mana for 3 1/1s is very bad. And I do think that in general, like this is just my philosophy that I mentioned with Waterbending Scroll, I think the monocolor payoffs aren't going to play very well because it's rare and limited that you're in a monocolored deck. So if you are in a monocolored deck, okay, so maybe I would give this a D-, and this is better than that, because like in a mono white deck, it's very good. But if you're not in mono white, like maybe you're waiting turn like 7 or 8, and then you're getting 4 or 5 1/1s. That's better, but then it's turn 7 and 8. Like you probably want to try and win the game by that point, or maybe you're losing by that point. So I think that this is just, I mean, it's probably better than good art, but I would say it's probably like a D- or D. So maybe I rated it a little too lowly, but I think this is like, if you're facing an aggro deck and on turn 5 you tap out to make 3 1/1s and they're hitting you with a bunch of firebending things, I think this is just really sad. I think that it's probably not going to be a playable card.
Also, allies.
They are allies, so I mean, like maybe if you have like that Anthem Earth King Lieutenant, although I think, or no, Earth King Lieutenant, that might be a different card. The Anthem one is the Signpost in common for 2 mana. So if this is 5 mana, make 3 2/2s, that's pretty good. So maybe this is better than good art. Maybe this is like a D or D+, but still, I think this is probably not good.
If you put this in a White Lotus Reinforcements deck and all of the creatures are 2/2s, now I'm very interested.
Yeah. So I think it's not good art because there are use cases for it, and I think there's some decks that might want it, but I think it's probably going to be too slow, and monocolor payoffs just generally don't work well limited. Would anyone else like to talk about that before I...
Well, we have to say the counter argument, which is what
Yes,
you're forgetting is you scry too. So I would... Like, I would say scrying 2 is like drawing 1 card. So that's how I think about it. So it's worth about 1 mana, right? 1.5 mana. 1 to 1.5 mana. I'd say scry 2 is worth about 1 mana. So if this was 3 mana, you said it was 3 mana in Bloomburrow, it's 5 mana here. But you get to scry 2, so that's already 1 mana right there. So you're only 1 mana away if you get 3 1/1s. And the thing you have to think about, I think, with this card is the context of the rest of the set. Like, you're making allies, which matter, and also, like, you're making a bunch of bodies, which matter for, like, waterbending and stuff. Like, this is like this is like a cardboard theory set. And, like, this matters, that you're making, like, a bunch of little guys. And like you said, there's a bunch of things, and plus white is already like the go white deck, and this is the go white thing. And so like, and I think this card, if you didn't have mono white, would be like a C, C-. But because in the use case where you're mono white and you just like, haha, I'm mono white and no one else at the table is white, and I got past 4 of these, and then, you know.
Oh, that's great.
That's what I mean. So it's like, that's why I gave it a C+ instead of a C, C-, because like, I think realistically, like it's like, it's not going to set the world on fire, and there's going to be every once in a while it's like, aha, you know, you only have 1 plains and like you have 7 mountains, but like, I think on average this card is like pretty good because it does a lot of things that you want to be doing in white, and like, then there's like also like the random edge case where it just blows up the game.
Basically, everything that's been said is my clinic on why I gave this card a C-, because the variance of it, like, its uppercase is very good. If you're monocolor, its uppercase and not a monocolor deck is fine, and its lower bound is really rough.
I guess.
Okay, yeah, I'm probably more with Nate on here.
Yeah. This is probably like, if you're not in mono white, this is probably actually, like, in my opinion, like a D. And I think you're not going to be in mono white that often, because, again, think about it this way. Let's say you're in Selesnya, which we kind of conversion. Maybe that's the best deck. You know, some games, maybe like you've drawn 4 plains and 1 forest by turn 5, and this is 5 mana, make 4 1/1s that are allies. That's great.
And scry 2.
You've drawn, and scry 2. Thanks, Kev. But in some games, you'll have drawn 4 forests and 1 plains, and then it's 5 mana, make a 1/1, which is about the saddest little spell you've seen. So it's just so variable. That, and scry 2 go. Yep.
Hear me out.
That I feel like you just can't rely on it, you know, in a 5-drop slot where you're expecting to have a lot higher impact from your spells.
Hear me out. You use a dual land and 4 mountains to cast 5 mana sorcery speed scry 2.
Ooh.
Thank you, Nate. Now that would be unfortunate. That would be a little unlucky.
Now we're talking.
Yeah,
That
this
is
thing isn't an
actually
instant.
before.
Yeah, I probably should have rated it lower. This thing isn't even an instant, man. That's rough.
Who let this man cook?
Okay.
And then Planetarium of Wanchiton, it's 6 mana, and you can, when you scry or surveil, you can cast something free. So really, it's 7 mana if you also want to activate the ability. It comes down, but like in limited, you're not going to be casting bombs off the top of your deck with like any regularity on Scry 2. Like you might Scry 2 and see a land and a 2-drop, and then you've just paid 7 mana to cast a 2-drop for free.
No, you don't pay. I mean, you pay 1, but like you draw an extra card.
Yeah, and you're fixing your draws.
Yeah, this is good. This is like you're wrong about this one.
This is so. If you play this on 6, it is literally 6 mana, do nothing.
Right, you play this as like your win con in like some slow deck, or like even a fast deck.
Oh.
I think this
You
is
play it in the same deck
That-
that you're
that is
drawing cards
cool.
with Water Scrap Scroll.
Okay,
Yeah,
I don't think that
you
deck
just,
is really
you just
good,
play this in
so
any
I
like
think maybe that's
any
why I
deck
give
when
it
you
to
just want
you
win
guys.
con. Like this is just a limited bomb. Like you just every single turn you get to draw 2.
I don't think so, because I don't think there's many other cards that scry or surveil, so it's really just relying on this one's activated ability.
Yeah, but
which is-
it's any time. So this triggers itself every single time, and you
No,
can do
but
it
this
every
could
turn.
totally whiff too. I don't think it's a bomb.
I
'cause
say you can get.
Yeah, but
six
but
mana,
you can do it at
you
instant
drop this,
speed.
You
So
go
they
into turn 7, you scry 2 lands to the bottom of your deck, and then you draw another expensive card.
okay, fine, but you just got 3 lands off the bottom of your deck,
for
like off the
seven
top of
mana.
your deck. I
nothing.
mean.
For
you've
7
done nothing.
mana, Kevin.
Yeah, but like
For 7
this is
mana,
like,
I could be
you know what this
casting
is
Fated
like?
Firepower.
What's that? What was that card
and
that like
do
you
4
got
extra
a you
damage.
drew an extra card every turn and then you got to like exile a card and
That
make a
was
3/3.
that was Nexus of Becoming, which is significantly better.
It's
than
about
this.
Nexus. It's basically Nexus of Becoming. It's a
It is
little
not
worse.
basically
It's a
Nexus of
little
Becoming,
worse,
because
but it's basically that.
Nexus of Becoming triggered on your first combat when you played it on turn 6, and you got a 3/3 out of it, no matter what you had in hand. You tried anything.
This is not Nexus. This
This
is not
is not
even Camille,
Nexus.
which guaranteed you an extra spell every turn.
It's
Yeah.
not Nexus, it's
And
not
also,
Camille. It is the
this
same
is you
vibe
can
as
do
it,
this
but
as an
much
you can
worse.
do the scry as an instant, so like they can't even safely attack into it.
I'm attacking into this all the time. I don't care. I'm not scared of this thing.
I gave this a C+ because I want it to be good. I don't think it's actually good, but I'm coping. This is a copium
Yeah.
C+ for
No,
me, kid.
I am gonna come back. We are gonna come back to this later,
on turn
and
5, and then my opponent plays this on turn 6. I am happily laughing as I firebend their face.
yeah, I also had to read that this
Yeah,
set would
you
end
know,
up being
I-
a little like that you could get to the late game in this set, and I think that this is like one of those cards that just like if your opponent plays this and you're in like a late game, like you just lose. Like, this is completely unbeatable in a late game.
Yeah,
There
but
is
I
a
think
side quest here.
I
Side
think that
quest.
these
Go
two
ahead,
mythics together show my assessment of the format, which I think that the fast firebending decks are probably going to be better decks in the format than the slow Planetarium of Wanchiton decks.
And that's
I would like
that's
to put out into the world the side quest of Josh's hot takes. You Planetarium of Wanchiton, scry or surveil, gather the White Lotus at the top of your deck, cast it for free, and then cast something else for free because of Gather the White
Oh
Lotus.
my! It's done.
Oh
It's done.
my
God.
And that's because
Oh,
Josh,
I didn't
Josh
see that
never
was the same
remembers
game.
the
What
Scry
did I-
2 on Gather the White Lotus.
Josh in shambles.
Holy moly.
It's not going to be
well.
good. The deck's going to get one win, but that one game you win because you went Planetarium into Gather the White Lotus, you're going to peak.
Nah.
No, here it's the mono white Gather the White Lotus deck, right? So you're just playing like 4
Oh,
copies of Gather the White
all I
Lotus.
need is a mythic and a couple and like 4 copies of this one uncommon that are at 5 and 6 mana.
Hey,
you
but
know?
you said it's bad, so I can get all the copies I need.
That's true.
Oh,
no?
dang.
It's not as bad as Neck. Well, actually, I put this in the same rank as Necrosquito, I think.
Nah, dude. Nah, dude.
Josh hates a
Okay.
card, he hates
That is a hot take that we will certainly have to revisit at the Sunset Show of this wonderful series.
I hope Kevin's right, but
I will
feel like Josh
definitely lose a
is right.
game to it throughout the because I'm going to play a lot of this set. I'm definitely going to lose a game to this at some point.
I mean,
That's
it's
for
a
sure.
mythic, so you
Can't-
don't lose that many games to it, but I can tell you right now, like, if I see this card, I am slamming it. And I am building my deck to utilize, to find it.
I want this to be good so badly.
Imagine
but
if
I
you get another one. Oh, it's legendary, never mind.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Never mind. That
Forget
would be too
Ally
broken.
Tribal,
Yeah,
we're
it would be
playing
too
Sky
good.
to Try tribal.
Yeah.
All
Kevin,
right,
you
Kev,
can rage
what
quit
are-
against me and say, I'm taking my knowledge back as you lose the game while you're playing this to me.
Okay, so with that said, that
Alright,
is the main
alright,
things
I
we
just-
wanted to get through for all the good cards. Sorry, is there any final thoughts?
I just wanted to ask what our overall highest variance card is in the set.
Okay, we can
It's
talk
been
about
a
that
firepower.
too, because that's probably going to be interesting. Then we need to move on to the
Impassable,
final stuff, and then end the show soon.
It's Faded Firepower, because I gave it an A- and Kevin gave
Here
it
we
good
go.
art.
Faded Firepower, Phoenix Light, Iroh Grand Lotus is the biggest one we didn't talk about.
Interesting. We didn't talk about that. We all rated it, passable. Like C is its worst grade. But 2 C's and A-.
I mean, I feel like this is what's that card that I built a commander deck that was bad? Muldrotha. This is Muldrotha, but for instance and sorceries.
Yeah, more or less.
It's a firebending too.
My only thing is how many instants and sorceries are you really going to already have in your graveyard?
A lot, because I have Iroh in my deck.
If the answer is a lot, then this card's great. I just was not betting on drawing a million of them every game, and that's why I'm like, I like this card. It's passable, but I am not giving it an A. But again, my theme here, I underrate a lot of the rares in this set, so maybe I'm wrong.
I think he makes an excellent commander, but the fact that not a lot of the lessons are creating dudes, so
I think here's my
I'm,
thinking.
less willing
This is-
to play him.
This is a 6-mana 5/5, a little understated, but it has Firebending too, so not bad. So, and I'm not expecting that you're going to be casting things with Flashback every single turn, but think about the turn, if you untap with this, you get Firebending 2 mana. If you have 2 instant speed lessons in your graveyard, you can cast both of them. And so would you play a 6-mana 5/5 that lets you cast 2 things from your graveyard if they're lessons? I think you would.
They don't even have to be lessons. They could just be instants or sorceries.
Well, I know, but I'm saying if you want to use specifically the Firebending 2 to get 2 things, like for the only things listed on this card,
Yeah.
like that'd be pretty good, It makes the mana for those 2
Like,
lessons.
yeah, I just feel like this is another thing where it's like if it's in my deck, I'm kind of building around it, and if I cast it, I already have the instants and sorceries there, and like if I untap it, I win the game.
What lessons do you think, do you want in here? Like, dang,
The red
I almost wanna
common.
just look at every lesson.
So I think we've kind of talked about the Firebending lesson, the Shock lesson is the best one, but there's a couple other good ones. You can play. Let's see here. So this is
There's like the airbending lesson is
mostly
good.
last
I guess
ones.
you can't cast that one in this.
Femur is
Uh,
21 different lessons of common and uncommon, 24 total.
You could cast Combustion Technique, which will be very good in this deck. You can cast Abandon Attachments, which will, discard a card, draw 2. Not bad. You can cast. Let's see here. Ooh, How to Start a Riot. That actually would be pretty good. Creatures get Menace and +2, or one creature gets Menace and everything else gets +2/+0. This is going to be coming down late in the game. That could end things.
You could also just cast like
But you need
lightning bolt.
creatures, that's the problem.
Like lightning bolt still costs 2. You can just cast lightning bolt again.
Yeah, Lightning
It
Strike.
doesn't have to be lessons. It's any instant or sorcery. That's the thing. It's just
I can
lessons.
see this being a build around like A-.
Yeah, but then you actually okay, and then those games you spent so much on lessons and not really having much to show for it, and then you just don't draw Iroh because he's.
But it's good removal. Like
Somewhere-
you're just playing I'm just talking about you're playing good removal spells, which you always play in limited, and then you have this thing that draws you all your deck again. It just draws you a bunch of removal spells to play again.
Problem is you have to see the good removal spells in draft.
Well, yeah, but it's like the other commons. You're gonna get lightning. You're gonna take if you're drafting lightning bolts and shocks appropriately. You're gonna end up with a couple.
Consider also
my deck
If I
usually
can
end up with
reliably
between
have this
5
guy,
and 8
that's awesome.
removal. I
That's
usually end
why
up with
in
between 5 and
Commander-
8
Go ahead.
instants and sorceries in my deck.
Consider also that if you've cast an It'll Quench Ya in the game, that means on your turn you have a 1-mana counter spell unless they pay 2 at all times, which is pretty good. It's only on your turn, but there are good lessons in the format that I think this will support.
Yeah, and I just think the average limited deck I draft is about 15 creatures and about 8 non-creatures. So that means on average when I cast Arrow, I'll have between 2 and 3 instant sorceries in my graveyard when I cast him. So this is a 6-mana 5/5 draw 2 with upside.
6 man.
5/5 firebending 2 draw 2. So probably more like a B, honestly. But yeah, I'd still say it's pretty strong.
If
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
that,
yeah,
like,
no.
I could see it being a build around A minus, probably closer to B range.
Yeah, like BB
Okay.
minus. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's hard to cast and you don't get the cards right away. But like if you untap with it, you probably do win.
I mean, hard to cast. It is 6 mana, so like by the time you hit 6 mana, you've probably gotten your splash color. Because I'm assuming
Yeah,
you're going to be
but,
either.
but then you have to count for all the games where you drew like your blue red deck drew like forest island. You had a mulligan, you know.
That's true.
Yep.
What are the next 3 level or the next 3 in the most
Oh, yeah.
contentious? Planetarium we've talked about, Waterbring Scroll we talked about, and Avatar Destiny.
It's because I think this card's good, but
That one, Kev loved the 4 mana and dies to removal and
that we've kind of
enchantment.
no,
Maybe
it
give it a
only
little different
dies to
rating.
instant speed removal, and if that happens, it's like Zoetic Glyph. Because
This
you
is
just
not
make your
Zoetic
creature
Glyph.
bigger, and then when it dies, you get it back. You get that other creature.
You have to have a
This
creature.
is it's a self-contained value loop, which is good.
Yes.
But it's a self-contained value loop that will eventually mill yourself out.
And
Yeah,
yes, you will
I'll
kill
have
yourself.
one. If I draw
So-
10 cards off of this, then I won the game when I drew my 5th card off of this.
Or you milled out.
Yeah, okay, you're probably right. Oh well.
I mean, I think it's probably gonna be good because if you can get it off and it doesn't die to instant speed removal, it is just continuous value.
Yeah, like I feel like I don't know. I probably overrated it a little. It's probably more like a C plus B, but I mean, come on, like, yeah, you're probably right. I don't know. I just think like if this thing does get down, you just lose. Like it's like gosh, like he's get another creature.
Well, I
like,
guess
get another
consider this. Let's say you play it on a creature, and that creature's a 3/3, and you have 2 creatures in the graveyard. So this becomes a 5/5. When it dies, you mill 5. You get a creature back, and you put it on that thing. And then all of a sudden you have like an 8/8. That's great. But then when it dies, you mill 8.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about the fact that as the
13,
stuff
yeah.
gets bigger, you mill more. So maybe this thing does.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you die quickly, and the premium black removal spell at common is Exile.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I'm sad.
Okay. Oh,
I'm sad and wrong. Fair enough. Womp womp. Anything else we want to talk about?
Invasion tactics.
Okay.
that's bad, right? Yeah.
It's fucking bad.
I mean, it's kind of like a bad overrun.
No, I don't know. I mean, +2/+2, and then if you don't,
+2/+2 and
Win,
no evasion.
you're ahead on cards.
It's only 1 card a turn, though. If this was Enduring Curiosity, I would have rated it a lot.
Oh, I didn't even. I think I gave it a D+ thinking it was any number of hours, but it's 1 or. Oh wait, it was 1 or more, but that sticks around for all time. Okay, so then
Yeah.
This
This is actually pretty bad. Okay, I thought this was 3 mana.
Oh.
If
Yeah.
this was 3 mana, if this was 3 mana, that would be crazy.
That's why I gave it a C
Reading the
plus. I
card
was like,
explains
it's
the
3 mana.
card.
Okay, this is like a D plus.
Oh my gosh.
It's like a D because some idiot's gonna beat me with it, but it's bad.
Yeah.
Same guy as Necroscudo in his deck. Would get me in the air for 4 and draw a card.
The sagas also have various. I think all the sagas are good, but they're still a little slow. Is the only problem. This one I think was actually quite good though.
Yeah.
This one I think I underrated a little, but it really comes down to if you have like no board, it's like a 6 mana draw.
Okay, I'm gonna have that 4/4 that makes a 2/2 on turn 5, and then this.
Because
pretty
at 6 mana, like how big is X when you Earthbend?
4.
2?
I just need the 3/3 and I'll be happy.
And so
Okay.
yeah, Earthbend X. So if this is like draw 3, Earthbend 3, that's not bad. If it's draw
it's
4,
draw
Earthbend 4,
3,
that's quite
then-
good.
Then okay.
And
But
you
it's
also
like-
get a
Like-
5/4 at the end.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you get a 5/4 at the end.
So it's a
It's
3/3,
just, yeah.
3 cards, a 3/3, and then a 5/4 for 6.
I think all the sagas are good. They're just slow.
Yeah. Of this one
be
just
careful
seems the
about aggro.
slowest of the sagas, which is
It is
why
the slowest. Yeah.
I think C minus is too low. Back to my theme of being too harsh on the rares and mythics.
You really
but
are too weird.
I am- I am concerned about how slow this is.
Yeah. Alright. Any of these we want to talk about?
Master Paku.
Why did you give it? Let's see.
Good art.
It's a 2-mana 1/3 with prowess. Everything else is flavor text.
which is like a D plus for me at least.
No, I think it's gonna be fine.
I think it's like fine.
C plus is maybe a little high. I think it's maybe a C. But like,
Yeah, I think it's like a C. A 2-mana 1/3 with prowess, like that's a C. They play that. It's fine.
But he also mills. But you also mill yourself.
or
Yeah, for your
target
like
player. You
lessons
can mill your
matter.
opponent if you
Oh,
want.
target
Yeah.
player. I don't
But-
know.
But also, it's if you want lessons in the graveyard, you can. get
Yeah,
more
like
lessons
you can
in the
mill whatever
graveyard.
you want. Like this is fine.
The
It's
rest
not
of the
my-
card kind of doesn't have text.
Yeah, it's like it's a.
Yeah.
I think it's
It
like a
doesn't
C minus.
It's an ally.
Yeah, it's not like I'd say it's about a C, like C minus. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
guess this will be more of a C minus.
Just I think it's fine, especially if there's like a bunch of aggro decks everywhere. Like I want all the big booty blockers I can get.
Like I don't really want to play this, but if I have to play it, okay.
Also, I will say this is kind of strange. This is like one of the most powerful waterbenders in the show, and they've made him a 2-mana 1/3. Like, what the
Because
hell?
he's a misogynist,
And
bro.
my guy Paku
Because
dirty.
I see. They gave him the misogyny tax. Oh,
Yeah.
that makes
He
sense.
did deserve the misogyny tax, to be
He
fair.
did. He did, grow beyond it, but much like Sokka, but it took him longer.
Yeah, and then we have these.
Fire
Oh, I
Seal.
wanted to talk about this one, John. Why did you give me this?
Josh, what were you
Josh,
thinking?
what are you guys doing? This is
that was
completely-
meant to be a D
I
minus. I
remember
missed
seeing
click.
that. I remember. Yeah. No. I remember seeing that. I'm like, this is just terrible, right?
What are you guys
I
doing?
literally did just misclick, so you can change that
Yeah.
thing if you want. 'cause that
Okay,
should be-
because I saw this and I was
think
like,
Yeah.
I thought my data was wrong. Like I was like, what?
No,
Okay.
that one's gonna be bad.
No. Yeah. That's terrible.
Okay, good. I saw that and I was like,
Also,
what? And Nate,
I like
this
that
is
it's
C. You
vigilance.
gave Toph a C.
I love how in a set with all these different legendary creatures, one of the rares we get is a fucking tiger seal. For
I know,
one
isn't that
mana.
so random? Nate just
Whoa.
being mean to rares over here, just bullying the rares.
Yeah.
I have to make an
think
admission.
We all have the exact same grades on both rares: A minus, C, B plus A, A minus, C, B plus A.
Boys, I hate to report, I did not read Toph Hard-Headed Teacher. I thought it said whenever you cast an instant or sorcery.
Nope,
It says
it's
whenever you cast a spell.
Yeah,
Reading the card explains the card me. I should have read the card.
Yeah, that's pretty good. If it's a
Yeah.
lesson, you get
The one
extra.
Holy hell.
You get extra
Yeah,
credit.
that significantly better than I rated it. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. I guess I
You gave it that grade without even reading it. That's funny.
Pretty good.
Yeah, because I was like, why is she in the spells matter deck?
She's not.
And then because I was like in that train of thought, I was like, yeah, it's the sorceries. But then I was like, oh wait a minute, it's just any card.
All right, Kev, I think it's time.
All right,
time
so
for your
by
vote.
popular
This better be
request,
good.
by request, John Gu requested this, so we also have commons and uncommons with the goodest art. Here they are.
Look at that. Oh wait. Oh, go back up. Look at that stat line. That creature type line of the white one. Fucking boar, elk, bird, ox. This
I
is
do
gonna
love
go
that.
so. The Curious Farm Animals combo with the Zookeeper from Ba Sing Se.
Ooh.
Notably,
This is
the
gonna be a
worst,
5/5.
the worst commons in most of these archetypes are like Ds with D pluses, which is pretty good. There's no like just completely unplayable uncommons. Like they're all reasonably.
Wait, can we go up? I want to talk about that waterbender, flexible waterbender.
Oh, it's that one card. It's the elk from
It's
Target.
yeah, it's the elk from that one set. Yeah.
This card's always like a D plus C minus.
Yeah,
It's never
it's like-
good.
It's a playable in a pinch.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
What
thought
did
it
you-
had
what did-
vigilance and attacking as a 2/5. You could always just attack.
The elk from Dragonstorm also had vigilance, and it was still like a D plus.
Yep. This card is always a D plus.
The only way this card would be better is if like you had some reason you want, like you had grandma, so you could like tap your own permanents on purpose.
That's true. Like if you really want to be waterbending and you need a waterbending outlet, it goes up, I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The water is the element of change. Anyway.
Yep, it is.
This is
I'm gonna
always
quote
lies.
so many quotes at pre-release to people.
I know, right?
Oh man, I want Porcupine to be good.
It's fine.
It's not gonna be good.
It's fine. It's
I
a 2-2.
know.
It's 3. Oh my lord.
Three
Oh no.
mana.
How did this end up at an average of C minus? Who missed
I
like?
give it a D minus.
I know.
I gave it
I
a
think I might have. I
grade.
think. I think I might
This
have.
one's
given
on
it
me.
over here.
Someone
I
might have
gave it
thought
a
this was 2
grade.
mana instead of 3. Turtle
Oh,
duck.
turtle duck.
Oh, turtle duck.
So
Oh,
cute.
turtle duck. Couldn't it have water bending?
Kyoshi
No.
Battle fan. Womp womp. Platypus bear. Wow, yeah, this card is so dirty. Like, why is it a 2-3?
Defender.
Yeah, they did my
Oh,
my
gosh.
platypus
Like,
bear.
why can't it? It's like, is 3-3 just too much? Is that like over the line?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Oh, that's rough. There's probably some broken combo with this somewhere in the world.
This untaps target. Well, yeah, sure. Anything that untaps things could be a combo, but
Yep.
but that is not limited.
Oh, the shrines.
Okay, I
Oh,
think
the shrines. That's right. There's only
Yes.
one shrine in each color, right?
Yes, this is the
Yes, they're
shrine
bad.
section of they're all
The
bad
shrine
because there
section.
aren't
They're
enough
bad.
of them.
No, because John Gu rated the. Oh, I mean, Mono White's kind of cooking. I know it's not even cooking because it's.
No, the white. It's the worst is on the left. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
also they're both the D plus, which is shocking. I think I gave them all either G's or D
Teo, why
minuses.
why'd you be so bad? Why aren't you 3
The
mana?
4 mana 1/4. Oh no.
Gosh, man, the 1/4/4 is so rough. Master Paku, what are you doing here? Oh,
That-
this
Right.
On the
He literally held up an invading army to get that.
misogyny tax.
how did we not put Northern Air Temple in good art tier?
I think I gave it good art.
I gave it good art. This card
No,
is
dude, in mono
unbelievably
black-
embarrassing.
In mono black, or no, it's a shrine card. Oh my gosh,
It's a shrine card.
it's
It's,
pretty rough.
just
Yeah.
embarrassing.
It's rough, man. It's rough out here.
And the crazy part is it's a legendary, so you can't even have
Yeah.
multiple.
Oh my god, I didn't even
So
clock
much.
that it was a legendary. What? I thought like at least in like
Give it a good
some
art.
scenario.
I think I
two
gave
of
it a
these
D
and
minus.
bring
No,
for
you
level
can't.
3.
It's
Oh my
just
God.
embarrassing.
Oh, they're all this.
Yes, they're all legendary.
I
That's
think
part of why I
Personality
rated
Control
them
is-
so bad.
The best one, but that's only because it makes a creature and it's still awful. Because you're not paying 4 mana for a 1/1 with prowess.
Honestly, I thought the blue one was the best because at least it replaces itself, even if
Yeah,
it's
same.
expensive.
Yeah.
What's the deal with
But
this
you
thing?
tried
Isn't
to-
this card
tried to
sometimes
do
good? I guess it's a C minus.
Yeah,
It's
that's
sometimes.
pretty good.
It's just
Basically, it's a 2
it's
mana.
just
Yeah,
the
it's
red
good,
uncommons are good, so we didn't like the lowest. Like the that's actually kind of something right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Kyoshi Plaza D again.
Yeah, D minus. That's the worst.
That one is
one?
terrible and limited. Like
Has to be the worst
embarrassing.
one, I think, right?
Oh,
Worse
pay
than the
4
black
to
one.
wrap one.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, because the black
it's
one at
worse
least
than the
costs
black
1 mana.
one.
You
Yeah.
paid 4 mana for this effect. You
You're
paid
right.
4 mana for also a bad card.
Yeah, this is
How far we've come from
Abhorrent.
Kodama's reach.
Yeah. Okay. Trusty Boomerang.
Oh, that's the trap of the set.
Yeah,
True.
I think it's just because they wanted to like get the flavor right, and if you notice, they're all 1, which is like the lowest
Yeah.
mana cost that you get before 0. Which I know is like, wow, Kevin, very insightful. I'm a mathematics major, by the way. I think it's just because they were afraid that, and no part of this could be 0 because then it'd be like kind of like you could do something stupid with it. So they just made it as cheap as you could, so while still doing the thing, and it just ends up being too much mana.
Well, I also think they love to make a colorless artifact in every set that is just some fun flavor thing, like the contested game ball in Lost Cosmos Ixalan. Like, they love a good
Hey, I love
flavor
that
in
side
it.
quest.
It's too bad
No,
the side
you,
quest
you
is
love
kind of
Millennium
mid.
Calendar.
It's also a very dynamic, like, it does actually have really good art, like, very dynamic posing.
I agree. The
It
color
does-
contrast.
It does, in
I
fact,
think
have good
this
art.
goodest art has the goodest art.
The
It does
flavor
have very good
text
art.
is my favorite text on this card. Boomerang,
You
you
always
do
come
always come back.
Yeah.
I will
And
say
speaking
Energy
of
Bending does
the biggest rant,
deeper.
I'm gonna go on
Really
a pre-release right here. This is the card that
Really
don't
good
make
art.
me start ranting about your Deus Ex Machina in my amazing anime. God, I hated this part of the show. This was the one scourge on this show for me.
I
Look at
can't
that
wait
art.
for Kev to sit on his soapbox for 30 minutes to some poor sap who's never met him before in his life at pre-release.
Gosh, I hate that so
This card-
much. It's like The
And I
entire
beat one of you
arc
guys
is about
early.
how am I gonna cannot kill the Fire Lord and this, and it's like, haha, magical turtle solves the plot for me at the very end.
Hey,
I'm just gonna
but he
be
did suffer a lot for that.
honest
He,
with you guys
I
whenever
mean,
you
what
guys
if?
agree.
Okay, look. I mean, it's a kids show, but if it just said like he went into the desert and meditated for 40 days and 40 nights, that's essentially like.
That's what I'm. This is just as bad.
No, that's a good character arc.
No, it's not. Okay, anyways, moving on. We'll talk about.
I
We
do think you're
discuss that
kind of
another
wrong about this,
time.
Kevin, but it's a soapbox you love to hop on.
This thing's fine, right?
Nope.
It's aggressively a C minus.
Yeah, aggressively seen.
3 mana 4/4 reach. Like, get a clue if it
It
does.
has crew 2, my guy.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's like it's crew 2, C minus. Like you 2-drop crew.
Aggressive C minus.
Sure. Okay. Here's our own for you.
Professor Z.
Oh no.
Zizu went over. Poor Professor Zay. They did my guy dirty.
Well,
I like
It's
that
accurate.
character.
He does have
and
0 power.
yeah, he does have 0 power, but they really did my guy dirty.
Yeah. At least the
I don't know.
flavor
Mad
test is
Legacy
there.
also just seems terribly bad too.
At
Yeah.
least it cycles.
Yep.
We'll see.
For 4?
And then, of course, the final section, the goodest arc.
Oh, the only thing that actually got a G, because I think we all rated it G.
Yeah.
We did the unanimous G.
Hey, there's a reason why they canonicized flying airships after the Bossing Say arc. Because if this thing had reach, it would actually be playable.
It would. Be.
Well, I'll tell you this. I have a Doran commander deck that is pretty good, and this
Oh,
is
yeah.
right in there.
The Defender Commander decks, our friend Colin's gonna eat this one up.
Why doesn't this give... What if this gave the player indestructible, too?
That doesn't make sense, Kevin.
What?
The Platinum Angel effect, where
Yeah.
you can't lose the
Like,
game.
you can't lose the game? Well, then it would actually be good.
Like, because then it would be the walls of Bossing Say.
Then it would be playable, but not good.
Also, we recognize that you can lose the game from behind the walls of Bossing Say. The Earth Kingdom
Flavor,
did.
amazing. Flavor,
Yep.
super flavor win.
Yeah.
Active, terrible.
I was so nervous because going into this review, we had 3 of us that rated it G, and I was like, I swear to God, if Josh is like, it's a rare, I'm gonna give it a B.
Nope. It's the last card in the set, too, and so I'm like, oh, what a great good art to end on.
Yeah, it really was good art. By the way, I gave good art to all the basic lands. I don't know what you guys gave good art to.
I gave them a C because
Yeah, I
they're
gave
all
them a C.
playable.
They're dead in
Average.
the middle, yeah.
Or are they A's because you need a bunch of them in every deck.
It's true.
They're both the highest and
Those are
lowest
kind of
win rate
direct
cards in every
function.
deck.
And
So they have
that's
a-
why they're a C.
So they have a win rate of 50% exactly. Never thought
Yep.
about that.
Well, each color will be different, though, depending on which
Oh,
colors are
true,
better, though.
true.
Yeah, that's true.
And there we go. That's it. That is our set review.
We can probably edit out that last 20 minutes, but, you know,
No, that was like the best part.
I don't know, the rambling about the...
All right. And with that, I would like to say thank you to our guests, Nate, John, and Josh, for doing the set review with me, Kevin, your host. It was a pleasure. And after this, we are going to go check out the Northern Lights. We're really looking forward to the set. It's been a blast, and thanks everyone for doing it with me.
And remember, everyone, good decks have good cards.